I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it right now. If the ancient Stoics could face plagues, exile, even death with composure, then you and I can face traffic jams, inbox overload, and bad Wi-Fi with losing our heads. Yeah, true story. That's the power we're going to unlock this morning on the Morning Luke. Practical Stoicism for modern, messy worlds. But first, drum roll, please, because welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends, your daily accountability partner and live morning show built for men who want to start their day right, baby. Yes, we're here for real talk and those entertaining conversations that help you win the morning before the world even knows what hit it. Hey, standard reminders, guys, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment, because accountability isn't a solo sport. We're here every day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, bringing you free accountability content to help you get up, get after it, and hit your big, hairy, audacious goals. Good morning, fishing hour. It's 3 a.m. where you live. Congratulations. Practical Stoicism, John Petricelli joining us in the comments this morning. Quick reminders, guys, this is a R-rated experience. Yeah, baby, I might have dropped the F-bomb there, so if the kids are in the room, put the headphones in. Yeah, this is not a Disney experience. Either send them home or put the headphones on. And don't even think about hitting the snooze button, you guys, because if you do, you're the loser behind the guy who didn't. Yeah, you're already behind him. True story. You are behind him. Notification. No, this is not pre-recorded. This is live happening right now. Notification. Where are you joining me from? Notification. Notification. Where are you joining me from? I'm here in Canada. This is Mornings in the Lab. Good morning, Bernard. Bernard. Hey, notification. I'd like you to meet Bernard. Bernard the Bee Drive, the beekeeper. He is keeping the Mornings in the Lab community sharp with the stinger. Oh, a little bit of play on words there. Yeah, true story. Hey, here's what's cooking today in the lab. First up, the morning loop. We got something going to make you guys check your glass of water differently. What word am I going to use right now, Melissa? Am I going to use pee? Am I going to use piss? Or am I going to use urine? Yeah, what your pee, piss, or urine says about your stress. Oh, yeah, we're talking about that today. Yeah, oh, yeah, true story. Raship, no, I'm not Howard Stern. I'm Keith Billis. I'm one up on Howard Stern. I don't compare myself to anybody. I compare myself to my own mirror, brother. True story. Yeah, it turns out your hydration and your cortisol levels are a twisted dance you didn't even know about. So, guys, before you have your cup of coffee today, look in the toilet, check your piss out, and see what's happening. The Apple Watch just leveled up with the blood pressure monitoring breakthrough. I wonder if Johnny knows what the hell I'm talking about. Corporate America, yeah. Oh, yeah, they're ghosting AI faster than a bad Tinder date. I got an opinion on that coming up on the show. Brace yourself for Alter Ego, the first near telepathic wearable. Imagine sitting across the room from the handsome Christopher Martin and looking at him up and down and saying, oh, I just want to talk to Marty with my brain without even actually reaching out and touching him. Well, that's coming here. We're going to talk about that on the show. In center stage, we're going to spend some time on X. And then if we have some time, we're going to explore 10 mega projects. I got a bunch of crazy shit to throw on the table today. Deep dive, we're going to dig into Stoicism for modern living. Reloaded, we got 17 ways to end a conversation. We got Tom Richie joining us on the show as well, and we're talking tactical empathy. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Jimmy, let's get to the morning loop.
Every morning, same question. Who's leading, me or you?
The answer is always discipline first.
Good morning, business athletes. We're back in the lab.
Keith, team, community, let's get after it.
Good morning, Christopher Martin.
Good morning, Keith Billis.
Yes, C. Marty Fit is in the house. The less brunches, more crunches. The big back activity, the guy who attacks the big backs around North America. If you got a big back, you got a big fucking back, you got to hang out with Marty. Marty will get rid of that back. You guys can tell I got sleep last night. Oh, yeah, I'm just fucking sharp here today. Hey, Rashib, Stern is God. I am the fucking rap god. Oh, yeah. You should come on and hang out on the show. You hear me rapping every now and then. What's shaking, Marty? Big back? What's going on, brother?
Nothing, man. Just I got some sleep too. You know, got a lot of stuff done yesterday.
You look handsome. You look more handsome today, Marty.
Thanks, Keith. I could use a shape up though. I think I'm gonna get a cut next week.
Oh,
but yeah, man.
What did you say? You can use a facial?
Shape up, man.
Oh, shape up. Oh, I thought you could use facial. I'm like, yeah, it's good, man. I'm glad you're going for that facial, brother. That's awesome. That is just. Hey, you can join me and Marty and John in a few moments live in the Mornings in the Lab community, or you can join the hotline 431-300-3005, phone, text, or leave a voicemail. Hey, Raship, Howard Stern doesn't have a phone number you can phone in. Nah, this is a live conversation. You can phone us right now. Come say hi. The vertical comments are happening. And to those of you guys who are watching on the live show, what the fuck, man? Come on, get up, get your ass out of bed, turn the live show on. Come hang out with myself, Marty, and Johnny every single day. We're going to get into it and see what's happening. Marty, what happened in the last 24 hours of your life?
It was pretty boring, honestly. I mean,
that's good though.
I did laundry. I cleaned the car. I did like people shit yesterday. I got a lot more. Yeah, I got a lot more time on my hands, so I just did a lot more people shit. But it was good though. It was good.
I got much more time on my hands, he says.
Yeah, man. Had John's gonna get me for this. I had football on in the background. Some dumb shit.
Well, it sounds like it's the background.
It was in the background. I wasn't just sitting there watching it, John. I wasn't just. I did a lot of editing for my videos. I know John's gonna kill me for that too because he said I need to get an editor. So that was my day yesterday.
Dude, help him understand. He can change someone's life in the Philippines or one of these places, and it will be. He won't even feel it in his pocketbook, but he'll be changing a whole family's life. And he'll get all of his editing.
Well, John, I can't find the person. I don't like what I'm getting.
Yeah, hold on. Well, let's back up. I was very clear with these instructions. Ask Keith. He's got people that you can trust. Did you do that?
All right. I can do that.
Did you do that?
I didn't do that.
Did you? That's a yes or no question. Did you do that?
No, I answered it. I said no.
Okay. Well, then, so listen. I'm not killing you because you maybe you made a decision not to. What I'm killing you for is you wasted time. Look, when I gave you the key to find one, bam, just like that.
Hey, Marty, should I confess out loud today that I'm going to cut my grass today, Marty, or should I tell John I got to hire somebody?
Just lie to John.
Okay.
Well, you cut your grass and you learn. Correct?
I do. Yes, I definitely multitask.
So what I was going to say to Mark was actually the upgrade football in the background. I used to do that too. And then I realized that I'm actually wrecking time that I could be learning.
Yes. 100%.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
John,
I
go ahead, Marty.
No, I was going to say, I usually just catch the highlights, and I try to be productive with stuff I'm putting on in the background too. So I'm with you on that, Johnny.
Yes. Marty, let's ask the big dog how his last 22 hours were. Johnny, highlights of your loop, brother. Last 22 hours of your life. What happened? What did you achieve? What did you accomplish? Or what did you not?
Oh, I said, there's never a not. I had a ripping workout, man.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was doing a test on a new combo.
Yeah.
Of some of my peptides. Holy Christ, the workout I had was just off the chain to the point where like my nap, and I knew I was getting a little behind. Like Terry even said, she said, honey, you're starting to yawn more than normal. She's actually a really good monitor of when I'm pushing myself too hard. So my nap, I cleared out a spot in my nap. I slept for 2 hours. And my nap was a doozy. Then last night I fell asleep at not even before 7 o'clock. So yesterday was a very good, productive and actually getting recharged.
Yes,
I can feel it today. Like, wow, I'm much more clear within moments of waking up than I have been in weeks. Largely because I just didn't realize that I'd been cooking a little too hot, so to speak.
I think I'm gonna start calling you the scientist. I love when you come on and you're like, yeah, I concocted a new this, new that, a peptide this, peptide there, got a lift in. And it's just, it's fucking awesome. Laura and I were talking with last week. I love how John just like the human experiment. I know.
Well, dude, here's the thing.
Awesome.
I mean, in these, especially in these, like, I guess you'd say the sports where I existed.
Yeah.
These are, you don't have $1 million training staff to do research and fucking find what's working.
Yes.
So you're kind of left to yourself. So we have, those of us, that are really in the game, we kind of create our own communities of what works and what doesn't. And we share all this stuff. And so there's just so much new shit coming down the pipe. And then, of course, then what works for one person might not work for the next.
Yes.
And boy, this one yesterday fucking hit like a sledgehammer in a good way.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love the pursuit of just trying. And truthfully, Marty, I think you'd agree with me. It's removing the fear of trying. Because some folks say, I have fear to not try, and you've accepted that no, I want to try.
Well, a lot of my clients, they don't like the sub-Q injection of a peptide.
Of course.
So
yes,
this was basically an experiment with non-injectables.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, do tell.
Yeah, so I mean, there's there's all sorts of growth hormone secretagogues, different types.
Yes,
and they all kind of do their job in different ways.
Okay,
right. And so this one that I tried, there's only one that's it's really not. This one is actually not really a peptide, but it kind of lives in the peptide family because it's anyway. So I combined this. It was basically three that I use the one all the time, SLU-PP332. It's a cellular stimulator. Then I added in this other one called MK677, which is a growth hormone secretagogue, but it's known to be one of the more, I guess you'd say, one that tends to just work on, more, but it just works well on most people. That makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like a wider net, maybe call it, right? And then I put in this other one called Carterine. So the basically it was is energy stimulator, right? Then you had the MK, which is the secretagogue, which fuck did it work. Holy shit, man. I couldn't believe the fullness in my workout. Like my muscles were just fucking full. And then the Carterine is basically it's more of like think of it like a fire you'd put under a fat cell. It just kind of burns, helps your body oxidize fat.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and that combo right there fucking was work. It really worked.
That's awesome, man. And so you said you were testing, Johnny. So what were you testing that was oral, and what were you testing that was subcutaneous, or was it all oral?
Well, that little stretch right there was all oral.
It was all oral, eh? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'm fascinated by this because
keep in mind only
subcutaneous, but I have a higher level of. I'll speak to the
masses.
Yeah, who might be more curious about the oral. So I'm really curious to hear your experience that, because I know you have a strong. Good morning, good time. I know you have a strong opinion.
Well, only one of those would actually be considered a peptide. The other two are kind of just outside the family.
Okay,
but it's kind of the same. They work with the same principle.
Okay. Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Hey guys, you guys can join the live show with us right now or in the mornings in the live community. Come join it. 431-300-3005. Phone, text, leave a voicemail. Come say hi in the comments. The vertical stream is active. Bernard's out there. Holward's out there. Petrocelli's out there. Sullivan's out there. We got Lady Drew out there. We got a whole crew out there hanging out with us this morning. And to those that are watching the show not live, well, hey, get up, don't hit the snooze button, and come and join the show live. We also have a good time there in the horizontal as well. Hey, Preston. Hey, Sterling. What's happened in the Vatican?
Real quick, I just want to add before we leave that topic. Just so everybody understands.
Yeah.
Experimentation is not just with, call it, enhancement or peptide. Experimentation goes everywhere in your life.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
It's diet, it's exercise. It's this. We're talking about one piece of this equation. So don't think, if you're listening, that you can experiment with some sort of supplement that's going to fix all your other problems.
No, let's stay here.
I have the sleep nailed.
Yeah.
I have of course, I always get better at all of this, but the experimentation runs. I do more experimentation with my diet than anything else.
Oh, so I love that idea. Right?
P-stress signals, plus the big AI retreat story. Stoicism in the deep dive. Tactical empathy in the morning focus. Keith, break it down for us.
Then we think about experiments as science or as drugs or as laboratory stuff, right? And I liked your clarification on that. It's funny, to share my personal stuff with you guys. As I told you guys, Lauren's on 120 weight. Let's get heavy. Let's lift heavy thing here. I said to her, I said to her this morning, I said, I'm already attracted to you. You think that you're going to have me wanting to jump on you less now as you're lifting heavy back there behind the wall? Because she's like, I'm on an experiment. I go, I know you're on an experiment, because she's lifting heavy right now. And I'm like, oh yeah, I just want to run towards that. You know what I'm talking about, Jon and Marty. But she's also about the experiment. She's like, you know what? I'm going to try something for 90 days. She's about the food experiment. So,
dude, it's fucking
just,
when you find it.
Yeah,
it's just like business. You know, we're
100%.
constantly pushing buttons and figuring out which one does the best job. And then once you find it, you ride that button until you got to find a variation of it. You're just it's constant pivots. Just
I would like to link experimentation with movement, which equals momentum. Because if you can experiment, you'll start creating some movement, which will create momentum, and it's about moving, right? So, and that I think people get often stuck on. Well, I want to try, but I don't know.
You know,
how,
and that's a really good point, brother. Really good point. And where I go with this is, look.
Yeah.
We have to experiment with your diet first.
Yeah.
Because if you want to try, but you don't have the energy to do it, it's going to be a very difficult step.
Absolutely.
But we get your diet dialed in to where you've got the energies in abundance where you're like, shit, what am I going to do? Now these physical experiments actually are really fucking fun.
They absolutely are fun. 100%. Yeah. Marty, you a big experimenter?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to do things.
I will test. He's an experimenter.
Yeah.
He's experimenting in how to figure out how long it's going to take to get himself a goddamn video editor.
You see, you know, I was just about to give Johnny credit too. Now I don't want to give him no credit, man. I was just getting ready to give him some credit. You know what, Johnny?
Marty's walking towards with some love. He just turned around. He's like, "Oh, fuck that! I'm walking away."
No, but I mean, realistically, what I'm getting at is, in all seriousness, of course, Mar's an experimenter.
Oh, I know he is.
He's living outside the fucking rules. And if you're living outside the rules, you're experimenting. The people live inside the rules of society. There's not much experimenting going on there.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Well, and it's funny because in many ways, I guess I'll answer my own question. What attracted me to Marty to reach out to him was I was watching him experiment with his less brunches, more crunches stuff.
He's doing shit different. When you're doing shit different, you're an experimenter.
Right?
Yeah, whether you like it or not, if you're doing shit different,
you
could also wear the hat of an experimenter.
Good segue to let's get into topics happening in the world right now. Marty has been experimenting with his opinion over on Instagram and TikTok and everywhere.
Yeah, let's hear.
Yeah,
he's been fucking great at that.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. Hey, guys, let's just get into the big one here on the table here. The last 24 hours, obviously, the world lost a pretty important figure in the conservative world yesterday with the assassination of Charlie Kirk a couple days ago. Marty, Johnny, the last 24 hours, we talked about it yesterday. I want to just offer a table of space to continue the conversation. Marty, where are you at with that today?
So for me specifically, you know, I have a lot of people that disagree with the guy. They don't like him, which is totally fine. I mean, I don't agree with everything Charlie Kirk said, but you know, I'm getting a lot of hate DMs. You know, a lot of people unfollowing me just because I said it's not cool to mock someone's death, and it's you know, it's sad that we live in society right now where people think that's okay. And I'm never going to stand for that. You know, I got people saying you're going to defend a white man. It's just ignorant because, you know, how would you feel if it was the other way around and someone said you're going to defend a black man? So that's where I'm at right now.
I appreciate that. Johnny?
We're fucking one race. It's called the human race, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But for me, with this whole thing, I mean, with these situations, I mean, when I say this, I'm not meaning that I don't care, but it's in the woods. It was in the past. You know, I can make the biggest difference by living my life in a way where I lead by example. So I get back to that.
It's interesting, John. I'll go third on this one because Johnny, a good segue from you to me on this one. Yeah, so I don't want to be disrespectful of the last 48 hours, what have happened. But as I was spending the last 24 hours of reading and looking at the discourse happening online, it became clear to me that our role in this, Keith, John, and Marty's role in this, is to continue offering positive dialogue and positive conversation and keep humans with. Yeah.
Now people are stuck on the negativity.
That's so, John. I you know, man, you spend time on Blue. It's fucking crazy, man. You spend time on Blue Sky. They're celebrating the death of somebody. It's like, what? Then you spend time on X, and it's messed up. So I said to myself this morning, I can't compete with that. But what I can offer is positivity. I can offer optimism, and John and Keith can offer people a reason to get up and want to have a conversation. Because like we've said before on the show, we have no care what color you are, what skin color you are, what sex you are. Let's have a conversation. There's many things I might not agree with Johnny, or Johnny doesn't agree with Keith or Marty, whatever it is, but we can have a conversation about it. And that's what this is about. So,
well, and if you're a supporter, right? If you're a Kirk supporter, right? He doesn't want you fucking your life up. You spend some time fucking grieving, talking about it. He wants you to go keep kicking ass.
Yes.
And if you're one that doesn't like him, right, and you think he doesn't like you, and you're still fucking wasting your time, well, he's got you.
Yes. Well said. And you know what? Michael Hurst said something well said as well in the comments, and I want to address it. And I think, Marty, you said it yesterday, brother, and I'm suspecting this probably is affecting you maybe more than myself and Johnny. Hurst says, this is a good opportunity to see people's true colors and make informed choices on who you want to allow and spend time in your life. Because I know, Marty, you have said yesterday that there's some folks that were maybe your friends or people in your circle that you're like, what the fuck, man? And you're like, you're going to spending some less time with those folks. So this might be one of those moments where we as humans have a chance to cut some of the chaff, Marty.
Yeah, no, Michael's spot on. And like, you know, I'm going to go to the gym after this, and there's going to be people who don't speak to me over this shit. It's crazy, man. But it's cool. You know, I mean, I'm happy about it because that person was never for me anyway. And I don't want to hang with people like that. So
that's it. So Nation, I'm happy to continue having the conversation about this over the show today off the line. Johnny said it best though, right? So this has happened. We can choose to look through the rear view mirror and reflect and analyze and ask questions about it. And I'm all about that. But what I really want to encourage all of us to continue doing is looking through the front view mirror, asking how we can better ourselves, better humanity, and work towards walking together in a direction instead of against each other in a direction. So that would be what I would offer.
And now it's getting into exploitation.
Yes.
People are using it to find fucking views.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, Johnny. Don't even. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's in the woods, man. It's in the woods.
Well
I'll give
said.
it. I mean, even if a family member dies, right? Of course, it's going to be a little harder to let that go in 24 hours. But I have to go right to reminding myself, this person doesn't want their passing to fuck my life up.
Yes,
they're looking. If my life goes to shambles, they're heartbroken. Yeah. If I carry the fucking torch and I hold my head high and I push through, they're like, fuck yeah. You know, they'll probably even believe they had a part of that.
Yeah.
Make them proud. So what are you going to do? If it's really about this person, are you going to be selfish? You're going to be a fucking bitch and lie down and make it all about you? Or are you going to fucking crusade forward in honor of them?
You know, what's incredible to hear you say that is that I can't get over how many folks are using this to make it about themselves. Oh my God, I spent a little bit of time, and I had to get off the platforms yesterday because I was just disgusted by how many people were making you Marty too, were making it about themselves. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah. When I see people tweeting a GIF of the shot, and Charlie dying, I see people tweeting a GIF like that. It's time to get off, man.
Yeah. It's
that little thing made me kind of fucking queasy, man. God damn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't see the GIF. I just saw it with the real footage. I was like, oh man,
what do you boys?
If I felt fucking queasy, just think of what fucking kids are thinking.
So Carter, I had my 18-year-old boy yesterday. He had exactly what he said to me, Johnny. Exactly.
You're not supposed to see that.
What he
not
said
supposed
to
to see that.
You know what he said to me? He's like, you know what he said to me, and true colors to my boy. First thing he said is his opinion aside. He goes, dude, because that guy was a fucking father. And he was a husband, and he was in front of thousands of college kids. And you see what happened. I go, I know. And I just, I leaned into what he had to say.
Brutal, dude.
You guys, I never shared this with you all, but I witnessed a college a shooting when I was in college.
Tell me.
And one of our students died. And I was right there next to it. And
did you actually see like
I saw the actual saw the blood dripping out of his body.
How old were you?
At this point, 22.
What school, Marty? I'm sorry, Marty.
This when I was at Savannah State.
Dude,
that like fucked me up. I went on I went ghost. My mom couldn't get in touch with me. Coaches couldn't get in touch with me. I kind of just like turned my phone off and just like.
Well, dude, when you said your age, the first thing that went through my mind is fucking thank God he wasn't 18. Because the difference in your level of dealing with that from 18 to 22 is probably triple fold. At 18, you think you fucking know everything, and you see something like that, and your fucking world collapses.
Marty, I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. I really am.
No shit. But I'm very thankful that you were 22, brother.
Me too. But I just brought that up to say that I'm real sensitive about this stuff. So
fuck, dude. I can only imagine.
You've been part of it. You've been part of it, man. That's so let me ask this, because I want to, my job is to keep our conversation going forward. And I think I want to offer this to keep the conversation going. So let's move away from it in a direction of a question for Nation and for you guys. Does this moment accelerate that movement or that conversation? Martyrdom. I'm going to use the word martyrdom, like a martyr. Do you guys think that, that the result, Marty, I'll go to you first. The net result of this, where the person that said that I got to take this human out, might have actually created a bigger awareness and a bigger conversation compared to the opposite. Marty.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a bigger conversation. There's going to be more people speaking up, more people calling out bullshit, more people trying to hold politicians accountable. But it's definitely creating a movement. And now, even though a lot of negativity is being shown from Kirk, a lot of his positive stuff is being shown too.
Yes.
A lot of his positive stuff. So it's definitely starting a movement, in my opinion.
Yeah. Marty, Johnny, is this become a martyrdom, do you think, or do you think it eventually goes away?
I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like I look at our world, dude.
Yeah,
Nobody fucking remembers 5 days ago.
Yeah.
Because there's something fucking new that's going to be here tomorrow. As soon as the next big thing hits, this is from the woods all the way.
Well, what's crazy about your comment is that we're living on a tinderbox right now. And to your point, John, all it's going to take is a spark somewhere else, and this thing goes away. So
I think the one thing I want to point out real quick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't actually know this about themselves, but they've been so kind of conditioned to their drama, negativity, and shit like this. It's so comfortable to them. They run from, whether it's in their own lives or it's in someone else's life or it's national fucking news. They're constantly running to drama and problems because it's comfortable to them. And so
yes.
If you think about that, if this is you, it's gonna be hard to create a life that you're really happy with if you're constantly running to the next fucking piece of drama.
Yeah. Oh man, I've known people in my life too that's all they get.
It's all they don't know any better. They don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, John. They don't even know they're doing it.
No clue.
Yeah,
I mean, when I was young, my best friend, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ, he said, "Look, dude," he goes, "Do you understand this?" And this is pretty fucking wise for like a 20-year-old, maybe 21. He's all, "Do you understand? If you can't find drama, you're going to create it."
Yes.
And I looked at him. Of course, at that age, my response is, "Well, it keeps life interesting." But in essence, what I really wasn't recognizing was that he was talking about more of a grand scale. I was looking at more of the surface level of, but what he was recognizing was the pattern. My life hadn't developed enough to have any real problems yet. But had I not caught that, I could have been one of these people. I shouldn't say that. Had he not created the awareness and I actually put a thought into it and caught it, I could have been one of those guys who was running from, one thing to talk shit about to the next thing to talk shit about, and would never even fucking known I was living my life that way.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith, John, and Marty here on Mornings in the Lab. Marty, I know you said 30. Can you stick around for a few extra couple minutes, Marty? I got a topic I want to have a chat with you guys about. Can you do it, Marty?
I got 5 minutes max.
Not even 5, brother.
All right, cool.
Yeah, not even 5. Because I want to talk about piss with you and Johnny, because I just want to talk about piss. What your piss says about, I was going to use the word pee, but I know, Marty, I would have got fucking thrown on the table by Johnny. And I was going to use the word urine, because I think urine is actually a worse word than piss or pee.
You can't do shit around Johnny.
But then Melissa was like, really? Urine's a bad word? I'm like, I don't know. So we're going to go with, what's your piss? What's your urine? What's your pee says about stress?
On that level, you can say whatever words you want. Just don't connect pee to me. I take a piss, not pee.
There is a surprising cortisol connection. We're talking about it right now.
Coming up, a quick urine color stress check. Yes, Keith, I said urine.
What if the simplest daily habit you're probably ignoring could be sabotaging your ability to handle stress? Millions of men wake up feeling overwhelmed before the day even starts. But what if the real problem isn't what you're adding to your routine? Scientists discovered that a simple biological indicator most people never think about can predict how well you'll handle pressure. It's understanding how your body's most basic signals can become your secret weapon for stress management. Today, we're diving deep into the science that could change how you approach every stressful moment.
Imagine this scenario. Keith debating pee versus piss versus urine.
Oh, Sterling, Preston, pee, piss, urine. Marty, question to you. When you go for a
he was telling them the white boy jokes.
Marty, when you had a piss, I'm serious question, Marty, because I do. When you had a piss this morning, just look at your urine this morning, and did you ask yourself whether you were hydrated or not?
Dude, this is one of those things where you must have known. This is like that weird fucking ESP shit, because I got the most whopping fucking story for this one that happened yesterday.
Jesus Christ, man!
I swear to God, dude, like way out there. I honestly can't believe I fucking forgot to bring this up yesterday.
Melissa, Jimmy, I think Anderson's got a secret camera on our production meeting, so we're putting shit together. He's like, I got something to fucking talk to these guys about. But Marty, you looked at your pee this morning. Was it brown? Was it clear? Was it yellow? Marty, what was the color?
It was brown. We got a problem. It was brown.
I was just gonna say, or was it black? But Marty, what color was your piss today?
Black is crazy. No, mine is clear, man. I drink minimum a gallon a day, so my pee is always clear, man. And if it's a hint of yellow, I'm like, what the fuck did I eat, or what am I doing wrong? And I'm making an adjustment.
But let's straighten that up, dude. The hint of yellow. So, granted, I understand where you're coming from with that, Mark. But there's multiple layers to understanding that. So, a guy that doesn't drink enough water, if his shit is really colored, it means that he's not drinking enough water. Like guys like you and I that drink a lot of water and we're eating properly, when we see those colors, like for example, I drink a minimum of 7 liters of water a day, period, end of story. When I eat eggs, right, I'm going to see some yellow in my pee. That's just part of the.
He's not a little wiser than me. He a little older, so he been looking at his pee.
But you're so on the money because what you're doing is you're pulling yourself into that group that you're not a part of, because generally speaking, people like if someone doesn't drink enough water, a great way for them to help them understand if they're drinking enough water is, okay, drink enough to where your urine's clear, right? Because let's just think, if most people drink a glass or 2 of water a day, their fucking pee is going to be some rich fucking colored shit, because there's not to flush it out of there. But so with you drinking a lot of water, Mark, don't be afraid of colors. It just means that you're eating something that, nutritional, like eggs is going to give me a yellow pee every time.
I think
I eat eggs throughout the day too, so I'm always dipping in and out of yellow throughout the day.
Marty, you pay attention to those, do you? Like, I'm being serious. Like, and as the young buck on the panel here, do you pay attention to your urine color, or do you ignore it? And I'm being serious.
I absolutely pay attention to it.
You do, eh? Yeah. You
have to.
I know, but I'm having a serious conversation because I don't know if everybody does. I think sometimes we take it for granted. Yet our urine color can tell us a lot about what we're eating, what we got stressed about, whether we have cortisol, whether we're drinking enough water. And sometimes I'm gonna suspect sometimes we get busy, life goes by, and we're like, holy shit, I hadn't had water. You go to the toilet and you're like, fuck, my piss isn't very good. And then you're wondering why you're feeling bad. Well, go hydrate. A good place to start, right? So chronic hydration triggers vasopressin release, ACTH stimulation. But urine color is a reliable hydration indicator. Pale yellow equals hydrated. Dark amber equals dehydrated.
So what does it mean when your pee is green?
What?
Does anybody know?
Was that them painkillers, Johnny?
No, this was yesterday, dude.
Okay. Do I ask Grok, what do we do with green urine, or are we just going to wait for Anderson's answer?
No, I can tell you, it was another experiment.
Oh my God.
Peptide.
So I'm all about, of course, anti-aging, and I want to stretch my lifespan as long as I can. I want to make up potentially, part of that burning the candle on both sides. I'm trying to grow the candle, right?
Nice.
So one of the things that I take for anti-aging longevity is methylene blue. You guys know what that is?
Yeah, it was in the news during COVID.
Yeah, it actually there's a lot of people that just that alone it helps, because I don't really understand the mechanism of how it helped those people, but it's a cellular thing. It helps the cells. And if you're all fucked up and your cells are all fucked up, anything that's designed to help the cell is going to make a person feel better. But COVID brought this whole COVID brought all this weird shit to the table that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't really understand how it connects there, but in terms of connecting to the norm, I understand better there. But either way, so I was doing this experiment with Methylene Blue. So I was trying a different product, and basically normally I use a dropper. I use one dropper under the tongue, but then I got these. They were like little, I guess you'd say. It was supposed to be a sub-Q tablet. I was like, I'm not under my goddamn tongue. My mouth will be so fucking blue, because I put that shit under my tongue, the dripper, and I try to keep it under my tongue for a while, then drink it back, because if it goes up here, you got fucking blue gums and teeth all fucking day. Swear to God, dude.
It's like as a kid growing up, you had those wax teeth in your mouth. Remember those wax candies?
Yeah. So anyway, I was experimenting with this new product, and I took 2 of them just to, because they don't really have a lot of data saying that there's too much of it. Okay. And I didn't realize, I guess what I wasn't realizing is that one of those little fucking squares was really concentrated. Now I think about it, to concentrate it from a liquid to, one of my droppers dehydrated would have been fucking probably a quarter of the size of these little things that I took 2 of.
Oh yeah.
So I probably took, I'm guessing 5 to 8 times my normal dose, dude. And about 30 minutes later, I take a piss. It is fucking green, like not a little bit green, like fucking green. Like crazy, like a little, like 50% of the loop green. Yeah. I was like, whoa. My first thought was, holy shit, when a kid eats fucking birthday cake, sometimes they shit green.
Yes.
They die. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Anyway, the crazy part was, it lasted all fucking day. There was even a little tint of it
this morning,
which I guess. So what I was feeling, or I was thinking, is that shit was really permeating into the cells.
Yeah.
And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to get into the cell.
I got to roll, fellas.
Okay, Marty, you got to rock and roll, brother. Good to have you
on my date, man.
Take care, pal. Yeah.
Have a good loop, my brother.
That's interesting, Johnny. So what's interesting about it was we got Tom Richie joining. Hey, Richie, if you want to join in early, brother, you come come join the green room. Come join myself and Johnny for the conversation. I don't know what your schedule's looking like this morning, Richie, but Tom Richie joining us later this morning from the Legacies Podcast. And Johnny, you mentioned what's the name of the product? Methylene Blue. Yeah. You mentioned that. Rich's ears went up. He jumped right into the comments here. He's like, here, Methylene Blue over here too. Mitochondria support, he says. Yeah. Dose can affect body's ability to produce nitric oxide, and that's how you know if it's real. And then Good Time comes in and says Hulk Green. So you clearly have somebody here who's on that same page as you. Lauren jumps in and says she went for a run, as you know, last weekend, Marty, for her big marathon. My first pee about 5 hours after my last race was next level, not right. Maybe there was blue toilet cleaner in the toilet bowl mixed with the yellow. That just tells you that.
Well, I mean, after like a really nasty, like what you were talking about, her marathon.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, at that point, the body is like, you almost can't compare what the body's going to secrete for the next few hours, because
I guess so.
Everything's been fucking sucked out of it. She's dehydrated, nutrient depleted. Yeah. The body's just trying to fucking catch back up, and God knows what it's putting out at that point.
It's actually pretty incredible, John, isn't it? Like, let's just let you're a big fan of simplification. So I'm going to really simplify this. It's really incredible how much we as humans can learn by a simple body activity we do every single day, going for a piss. Turn around, look in the toilet,
paying close attention to it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we can learn so much from that, right? So, and now I know this is a morning show, breakfast show. I want to be discreet with how I talk about this. Maybe we talk about this in the future, but I can say the same thing goes with our bowel movements too, right? Like when we're looking in the toilet after we're done, a movement. There's a lot to be learned with that as well, Jon Andersen.
100%. 100%. I mean, it goes that way too. But I think I told you when I started that beetroot juice with Terry.
Yes.
That first fucking day, I was like, what is going on here, man? I mean, it was like, I'm either bleeding to death. And I was like, that was my first thought. Am I bleeding to death? I'm like, oh shit, I just drank an hour ago. That shit went shooting through me too. My body was like, granted, I'm turned stuff around quick, but yeah, you're so correct.
Yeah.
Our excretions can give us a lot of information.
Yeah. And let me wrap with
even
this.
Sweat.
Even sweat. Absolutely. Yeah. Let me wrap with this. There's a study 2025 found in the Journal of Applied Physiology found people drinking less than 1.5 liters of water daily had more than half had a 55% higher cortisol surge during stress. So if there's any reason alone to have water throughout your day, like let alone losing weight or trying to sustain hunger, man, just cortisol and stress alone, water is the habit.
Well, check this out. Well, let's let Grok do this. Grok, list the top 10 side effects of dehydration. It's going to blow you away. Negative side effects of dehydration.
Right, Johnny. Here are the top 10 negative side effects of dehydration, pulled from studies like the Journal of Applied Physiology. 1. Fatigue and weakness. Your body's got no fuel. 2. Headaches and dizziness. Blood pressure drops when you're low on water. 3. Decreased cognitive function, fuzzy thinking, slow decision making. 4. Muscle cramps and spasms. You're losing electrolytes. 5. Dry skin and lips. No water, no glow. 6. Constipation. Your digestion slows to a crawl. 7. Risk of kidney stones. Dehydration thickens urine, making stones more likely. 8. Higher stress response. Cortisol spikes, as you said. 9. Heat illness, especially in warm weather. Your body can't cool itself. 10. Poor physical performance. Whether it's lifting or running, you won't hit your peak. Keep hydrated, lads.
Oh, I didn't.
That list, that was just the 10. That list goes deep.
Yeah.
So you think about it, so much of the shit that we talk about here that people want to try to defend can be cured with just staying evenly hydrated. And that's the key, evenly. You can't just drink X amount of water in a 24-hour span and expect that that's going to do the job. You have to kind of bring it through the day somewhat rationed.
Again, I've talked with you. We've talked on the show many times, in even a humorous way. The fitness, the lifestyle industry is always looking for hacks or fads because the reality is boring. And what I mean by that is that it's pretty boring, John, to tell somebody when you're coaching them, Keith, get your water in. But no, Johnny, there's got to be a magic trick. Yeah. Drink water every hour. But John, there's got to be.
Well, the magic trick is you drink a glass of water every time you fucking eat something.
But that's what I mean is that, but it's hard to build a massive fitness business if you're just going to tell somebody to drink water. So some guy's sitting up at night going, okay, I'm going to create some fad, some idea where I can convince this person that they got to drink water and do this, and market it and sell it. And then it becomes a fad for a while. When the reality is, no, go drink your water, go look at your piss, learn from it, go do it again. Get your sleep.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
If the foundation, your lifestyle is in place, you are winning 85% of your battle.
Yes.
All this other, like so many people are looking for tricks. That trick would be covered inside of you taking care of the basics.
Absolutely.
Well, even like with the all enhancements, peptides included. I say this every time I'm doing some sort of a talk or a live stream. If you don't handle your lifestyle, if you're not putting effort into your lifestyle, don't waste your time and your money looking for these things that are going to make you better. The first step is to handle your lifestyle.
That's the hardest thing to change for most of us, though, because our lifestyle includes our friends, our family, the foods we eat. And what you're saying to me is that, oh, but John, I like spending time with that guy. Yeah, but that guy's making bad choices. Oh, yeah. And that's what happens, right? And then you get sucked into that. So the hardest thing to do is change your lifestyle.
And the crazy part is what you just said is so key, that most people don't understand that they're having trouble
Yes.
with doing something because
Yes.
the people around them have trouble also.
Yes. Well, don't
You
kid
find
yourself.
yourself around people that don't make excuses, you're going to find yourself not making excuses really fucking quickly.
Do you think I'm not more motivated right now because my wife is getting up after it, lifting hard? Like I'm watching her get out. So I always go hard as it is. But when I watch my partner, again, my circle, and I know you go after it, well, of course I am. So again, it's that circle, right? We've talked about it before, John, that if you as a man and your wife isn't kind of on the same path as you, I don't know if you're gonna be successful. But when I see her making good food choices, I see her lifting heavy, I see her making good decisions, it drives my attraction level up. It inspires me. It makes me want to work harder. It's because if she was
chain reaction, baby, chain reaction.
If she was sitting on her ass eating fucking shitty food and sleeping and not getting up after it, do you think I'd be getting up after it myself? No. And that it's back to lifestyle. When somebody comes to you and says, Johnny, I need to change my life. Okay, tell me about your lifestyle. Oh, I didn't think we were talking about that. I just wanted to lose some weight. And you're like, well, no, I need to understand your life first, Mr. Billis.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You know, and the thing that's for people that are listening here and thinking, man, you know, I don't know where these people are.
Well, they're all around.
I'll tell you where they are. They're on fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
You can find anybody. Yes. You can find whoever you want to. You put those people in your ear. That's going to start changing how you perceive your world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, listen, I'm going to go here with you now. So I know you're not a big fitness tech guy, and respect that, love that. Keep things simple, keep things written down. However, you know, some of us are, and I wear my Apple Watch, and I like having data. I like having things that point me in a direction and so forth. Well, this week, the Apple Watch released a brand new feature on Series 11 and Series Ultra 3, Johnny, that can flag signs of chronic hypertension. So hypertension affects 1.3 billion adults worldwide, often undetected until it is dangerous. So by wearing an Apple Watch, we are going to be able to detect some of these things that are happening in our body. Hypertension alerts. I'm sorry. It's affects 1.3 billion adults worldwide. So I find these tools helpful for us to at least point, you know, give us information. That's what it is. Give us information to help us make decisions.
Well, and the thing about it is, what my distaste for them is not that they're not good or helpful, but they're distracting for too many people. Like if you put them on the totem pole where they belong, that's great. But if you're spending all your time looking at these numbers and you're really not taking action, that's where most people I've got this and I've got that and I've got okay, this watch has identified all sorts of shit, but all the time you fucking spend studying these fucking numbers, you could have been going for a walk. Yeah. You could have been doing this. You could have been doing that. So that's the only reason I showed distaste, is because for most, they're a bit of a distraction.
Well, and I can appreciate
kind of like the scale.
Yeah, 100%.
Example.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think that, well, and again, I'll put my hand up saying I was one of those guys, right? Which was trying to find my own solution, you know, with the way that I wanted to make it work when it was going against functions of how it actually works, right? So, okay, so I'm wearing my Apple Watch and I'm walking, I'm lifting, I'm tracking everything, but I'm not telling you I'm going to McDonald's tonight and I'm crushing everything else and I'm wondering why I'm not getting results, right? And that, to me, that's your point, which is, you see the average human going to the Apple store, buying their Apple Watch, thinking it's going to solve all their fitness problems because they have all the data and all the numbers. And then they get into the real life of it. Oh, you mean this not going to help me make the bad choice when I'm standing in front of the pantry? No, actually, it's not going to help you make the bad choice standing in front of the pantry.
Well, and then 100%. And another way to look at it, another thing that I kind of try to help people understand.
Yeah.
Is you're going to have a deeper understanding of the things that you study.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what people need to start studying is how they feel. What signals is the body giving them? These numbers you're very familiar with the numbers, but you're not familiar with the body's language of signals to tell you that you need to change something.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I've been really a big fan since we started talking about it of the idea of feelings, because it's we don't talk enough about it, and we can learn a lot by understanding our feelings. Right. And I'm not talking like feelings as in I got emotion, I'm crying feelings. Like I'm feeling.
Well, and you know, it's really good, because like when I'm talking to my clients and I say, I have to explain there's a difference between your feelings and how you feel.
100%. Yes.
Your feelings, we're not talking about your emotions.
No.
We're talking about the feelings, the signals your body's giving you.
Yes.
That's a feeling.
Yes.
Feeling. When you say feelings, that tends to move people into their emotions. Do you agree with that?
I 100% agree with you there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, another little thing too, funny enough, a little off topic, but this might be very helpful. Another thing that I help people almost always understand right at the beginning, I say, look, we need to define the word hungry and the word full. We need to redefine these, because especially in America, we eat until we have a feeling of stretch or discomfort. That says that says to stop.
Yes.
Right? And then when that feeling goes away, we think we're hungry.
Yes. Yep.
So, perfect example, you could eat a smaller meal.
Yes.
And it would take your hunger away, but you wouldn't have that feeling of stretch or full. And your brain goes, hey, where's the rest? You're still hungry.
Yep.
And what you have to do is you have to say, look, brain, understand me clearly. I'm not hungry. I'm just not full, but I'm not supposed to be full anymore.
I'll never forget the conversation I had with Zeglin when he taught me about this, because he said something so profound. He's like, I'd be willing to, something along the lines of, you know how I like to butcher up people's fucking things, so I'll butcher his up, I'm sure. Which was along the lines of, his opinion is, it's very rare to find somebody in North America, like in our culture, that is actually going hungry.
Yes,
100%. Is actually suffering from hunger. No, it's you know, like
a very small percentage.
Yeah, and physiologically suffering from lack of hunger. Right. So that's your point, is that, you know, our hunger is all up here going, I got to go eat. You stand in front of the fridge, in front of the pantry, when there's no physiological signal. Your urine's not saying you're hungry. Your shit's not saying you're hungry. Your brain is saying,
stomach is not saying you're hungry.
Your brain is saying, go stand in front of the pantry, Billis, and go find yourself something to fucking eat because you're bored or something. And I still do it. I still stand there and I look.
Yes, because it's partial, because when our mind says you're hungry, we agree.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's like, fuck, no, I'm not hungry. My stomach is not moving around. Yeah. I'm just not full. Yes. But we've kind of distorted the definitions of these.
Yeah. So AJ really lined it up for me, because that's when I did my fast, because it was almost like a challenge when he said it to me, because I'm like, right. Like, I'm never hungry. Like, I have enough food, and I got money in the bank. I got food in my house. No, I am not a hungry person. Like, there's no such thing. Right. So, anyways, all right, listen, let's keep it going. Here's what we're going to do, bud. I got a fun topic to throw on the table. We'll do a lifestyle tip and we'll reset hour too. There is, I think you and I might have teased this a while back, but this is crazy shit. So you and I grew up in a world where we fantasize about this, but the world's first near telepathic wearable that enables silent communication.
You said wearable?
Yes, is actually now available. There's a wearable, like a watch, like a wearable. So when I talk about wearables, it's technology that we wear, right?
Yeah,
so,
no, I thought that's what you said. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna make sure I'm hearing this clearly.
Yeah. So there's a wearable that reads tiny neuromuscular signals from your jaw when you think words, letting you type, search, or talk without speaking. Now it's
letting you think when you think.
Yeah.
There's some sort of vibration in your jaw, and this thing can pick it up.
Yeah, Melissa found this for us yesterday. It's not a brain implant like Neuralink, but it's surface EMG tech from MIT that's spun out into a startup. It's got 92% accuracy, 130-second millisecond latency. It needs 2 to 3 hours of user training, and it can do simple phrases. So here's why it matters, Johnny. So, you know, we've both known people that have either ALS or MS or vocal impairments. They can't talk perhaps anymore, right? Well, this, you know, potentially could help folks communicate by using thoughts from their brain and having a conversation with you or I without massive invasive surgery and so forth. So, you know, again, and what I brought it back to is, and, you know, It's crazy, right?
Insane,
It is.
man.
Telepathy.
I'm sitting here thinking about this going, yesterday we have ear pods that can fucking translate languages. Today, we don't even have to fucking talk. What's tomorrow?
You don't even need to talk.
Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? These 24-hour steps. Where are we going tomorrow, babe?
So the next show, Keith and Jon just standing here like this.
Yeah, fuck.
And then we laugh because you know what I said. And then I laugh because you know what I said.
Well, we're partially there because you're thinking up fucking topics that I forgot to talk about yesterday. So you bring it back to the table, even though I didn't mention it.
Holy fuck. Green piss with Jon Andersen this morning on Mornings in the Lab.
Well, I did it again today. So I'm running the test. I'm doing it again.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, listen, here's what we're going to do. Let's do a lifestyle. Jimmy, let's do a lifestyle tip with Andersen. Let's see what Preston and Sterling have to say about that. We'll come back and reset hour 2 and keep the conversation. We'll get into some stoicism. I know, Johnny, you're a big fan of stoicism, and
love it, baby.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we come back from reset hour 2. So, John, we'll do lifestyle tip. You sneak away for that piss break. Go look at your color of piss. Tell me what color it is. We'll reset hour.
It was all. I mean, shit. It was 2 hours ago, so we might have our first hint of green.
Nice. Okay, and then we'll come back and reset. Talk stoicism. Jimmy, let's get after it, pal.
I think mine has a more sour taste than yours.
Don't care. It's time for the lifestyle tip. John, what do you have for us today?
I've been feeling like lately, the more simple the tip, the more helpful it is to you guys. So we're going to kind of go a little bit deeper off a conversation that we had. Well, I shouldn't say deeper. We're going to simplify this conversation that we had about dehydration. As Grok listed off the top 10 issues of dehydration, that list could have gone 30 deep and we would have still been going, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Well, here's the thing. If we don't drink water in a way that can hydrate us, we can actually drink water in a way that will dehydrate us. It's kind of one or the other. See, if we drink too much water too quickly, what happens is the kidneys register, holy smokes, there's a lot of water coming in real quick. And too much water can actually kill you. There was a guy a couple of decades ago that like chugged 2 gallons of water or whatever it was, some massive amount of water on a fucking TV show, and he died like right there. Anyway, point in being is too much water too quickly is threatening to the body. So the kidneys go into overdrive, flush out the water, just so much coming in. You drink all this water and then you think, okay, I got it. You stop. Well, the kidneys don't know you stopped. They keep fucking flushing. Next thing you know, the kidneys have flushed you out to be probably more dehydrated than you were when you started guzzling all that water. So you got to be careful of drinking too much water in a short period of time. So here's the tip. If you couple drinking water with something in your life, my clients, I couple water drinking with eating because I have them eating for sometimes 5, depending on their goals, maybe even 6 times a day. Now, many of those feedings are just snacks. When I say, I didn't like the word snack, but it's a word that I use with healthy snack. It's food that can replace a meal if you can't get to it. So whether it's a meal or maybe you're just eating a couple of hard-boiled eggs, drink a glass of water. Now, if you're only eating once a day, this is not going to be a good stack, a good habit stack. Maybe what you need to do is connect drinking water to right when you wake up, to your first break at work, to your lunch, to your next break at work, after you're done with work. Well, boom, right there, you got 5 glasses of water brought in very evenly. And that alone will make a massive difference in your hydration. And when you stabilize your water tables, your body starts to operate on a whole different level. And all you did was drink a little water. Rock and roll.
If you're new here, have you hit subscribe yet?
No snooze, no miss. Stay locked in.
Hour 2 starts now.
Keith, the floor is yours.
All right, guys. Johnny promised a really simple lifestyle tip. Keith and Jimmy were laughing at Johnny's complicated drink water, go for a piss lifestyle tip. I know Johnny's going for a piss right now and he can hear me and he's fucking thinking to himself. He's commenting. I know he's talking right now. He's going, he's looking, he's seeing what color it is. Yeah, good time. Keep water in the car. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends on a free-for-all, having fucking fun Friday. Good times. We just wrapped up hour one, and I still did get to a bunch of topics that I wanted to throw on the table here today. I know for sure, I'm fucking certain Melissa and Jimmy are rolling their eyes at me because every day we got to get topics on the table, then we don't get the fucking 98% of them. Yeah, because we talk about one of them for the whole time. Because we find something common. It's funny, guys. We talk ketchup, you guys want to talk for hours. We talk piss, you guys want to talk for hours. Melissa, we just clearly have to find these common denominators and everybody just wants to talk about them. Like, yeah, we all pee. Let's all talk about it. True story. Yeah, Apple sneaking blood pressure monitors onto your wrist. And I was going to talk about Zuckerberg buying up half of America. I think we're going to talk about that in a few moments. We're going to talk stoicism when Andersen comes back from taking a urinary break. Yeah, that's it, Johnny. I called it a urinary break. Didn't even call it a pee. Called it a piss. Welcome back to Mornings in the Lab, you guys. Myself, the big dog himself, Jon Andersen. We get after it every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. I see many of you are new here this morning, so I welcome you to the community. I'd like to introduce you to this wonderful community we have here. We got Bernard, the beekeeper. He's one of our big community leaders out there. Come say hi to Bernard. We got Good Time, one of the OGs. Adam Holroyd, the OG. Lady Drew, the OG. We got Michael, Global. We got Lauren. We got a whole ton of folks hanging out this morning in the community. Come say hi. Don't be shy. Nobody bites. This is the ultimate free accountability show. If you're looking to get up, you're looking for some energy, you need some help getting after it, well, it starts at 7:30 Eastern time with Maddie Roof with Kindness Rising, and then we get after it every single day here at 8 o'clock Eastern time with myself, Jon Andersen, C. Marty Fitz, and the whole gang with Community Corner coming up at the bottom of the hour. Tom Richie is joining us at the bottom of the hour as well. He is a podcast guy. He's got an awesome podcast called Legacies Podcast. Tom Richie, we celebrated Tom a few weeks back in the Community Corner. So Tom's going to join me later today. We're going to get to know Tom. And yes, Tom, I got your gift. I'll show it off here in the lab when you join the show a little bit later on in the conversation. Let's see what else we got here. We got, we're going to get into stoicism. So Johnny, what color was the piss, brother?
It was a color that if you didn't know what was going on, you would be highly alarmed. Yeah, if you didn't know it was coming, you would be probably fucking taking a picture, getting in the car to go to the fucking ER. It looks like someone had like cleaned the fucking toilet, that with like a color of a cleaner.
Oh Jesus, Murpho. Oh my God. Hey, Good Time. I saw that. Yes, I want to talk about it. Keith Tucker did an interview with Sam Altman. Yep. The AI guy from 2 days ago. It was I know. I watched it. He essentially accused Altman of murder. It's crazy, man. I got to be honest. Tucker asked some curious questions about that. That's crazy. But hey, we'll come back to that a little bit. Jimmy, I know that Johnny's a big fan of stoicism, and I got to be honest, John, for the longest time, I called it stoic. I was like, oh, is it stoic? Like, it's stoicism. So, guys, you ever feel like life's chaos pulls you in every direction? Well, today we're going to strip stoicism down to what actually works. Simple, practical tools you can use every morning to build resilience, clarity, and purpose for your daily routine. Jimmy, let's run the clip, buddy.
I'll be honest, I react too quick sometimes.
Well, it's a good thing we're talking about practical stoicism in the deep dive.
What if the secret to handling modern chaos isn't found in the latest self-help trend, but in wisdom that's been tested for over 2,000 years? Every day, you're bombarded with conflicting advice about how to stay resilient and purposeful, and finding real meaning in your daily grind. Modern psychological research is now validating what ancient philosophers knew all along. It's simple, daily actions that build unshakable inner strength and clarity, regardless of what life throws at you. Today, We're cutting through the noise to show you exactly how to apply these proven principles starting this morning.
We're going to talk some Stoicism this morning. Richie, Tom Richie, I see you in the green room. If you are ready, Jimmy, we can bring Tom Richie to join this conversation with us to talk about Stoicism here in the lab this morning with myself and Jon Andersen. Jon, when did you first get introduced to Stoicism? And when you first did your ears go up and you're like, because I suspect you were already living that mentality, that lifestyle, but
yeah, I was already kind of practicing it when I discovered it. And, you know, it's like, I guess when you really, really get focused on something and you're really working towards something, you don't let the things around you affect how you move through your life.
Yes.
And that is a huge, I mean, what I would consider a foundation of Stoicism is the thought that you don't have control of what's happening around you, but you have 100% control of how you respond
to it. Yes.
Yeah. And so that being said, if you realize that you're in control and you can hold on to that, then all of these other parts of Stoicism just start, it's like this puzzle that just starts putting itself together.
Yes.
But if you fuck that part up, then you don't keep the frame of mind you need to apply, you know, the different layers of it.
Absolutely. Jon Andersen, Keith Billis, this morning on Mornings in the Lab, we're talking Stoicism, and we've just had a gentleman join us in the lab this morning. He's gonna join us a little bit later, but he's jumping in early today. Johnny, we got Tom Richie here joining us from just across the country here in Canada. He's the host of the Legacies Podcast, founder of High Flyer Media. He's got nearly a decade of cannabis cultivation experience before entering the corporate side. And John, it was Tom who was commenting on your Methylene Blue here as we were talking earlier today. Yeah. So Richie, dude, we're here, man. You're on the show, and I'm so happy to have you on the lab in the lab this morning. Tom Richie, welcome to the show, brother.
I'm glad to be here. It's what do the Stern callers say for a long-time listener, first-time caller? Is that what it is? Yeah.
That's it. That's it. Well, thanks for joining us here today. I'm so happy, man. I'm so happy to have you here. Tom, so before we get into your stuff later on in the hour here, let's lean into Stoicism, man. Are you a Stoicism guy? Do you buy into that philosophy, or where do you go with that, Tom?
I do, and I like to think I am. Until the heat of the moment, all right?
Yes.
I think the best business leaders, I'll say this, are the most stoic that I've ever met. It's tough. I mean, it's tough to remain stoic or even imbibe the spirit of stoicism.
It's a practice, man. If you don't practice it regularly, you're going to fall off that train real quick.
100%. And I think for me, what really sunk in for me was the meditation. When I take that time, you know, I read the Tao Chang every morning and I meditate. That helps. But it's something you got to work on. Like everything. I listen to you guys. Listen, it's like everything, right? You know, you got to get the reps in, whatever that is. Are you out for a walk? Are you in the gym? Is it, you know, trying to be stoic? You got to put those reps in too.
Yeah. I mean, I so agree, brother. It's something that if we don't stay on top of, just like anything else in our life, it's hard to build and easy to lose. You know?
Yes. Yeah. John, do you know off the top of your head, just there's some breaking news happening right now that apparently they've caught the guy who may have assassinated Charlie Kirk here. So some breaking news while we're happening on the live show right now. Good time. Thanks. I know, brother. I saw that and I just looked at my phone here that they may have got the guy in that killed the Charlie Kirk. Johnny, there's 4 Stoic virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Is there one that you relate to the most?
You know, I think it's funny. I mean, I call it's like a philosophy of life.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like when people ask about my philosophy, you know, from college and whatnot.
Yes.
You know, how do you use it? It's or, you know, what did you get for what I look at it is all of this stuff they're basically tools for us to apply to our lives. And it's like some things make a lot of sense to some people and not so much to others.
Yes.
And so I just try to take when I'm listening to something stoic, in most cases, I already know what they're saying because I've listened to the stuff so much.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, every time you listen, you catch a little bit of a different position. So I would say I wouldn't say that I hold any one of those pillars as first, second, or third.
Yeah.
I try to keep more of like probably the thing I hold on to the most is I have a choice every day to basically be who I want, because I'm not allowing these outside circumstances to dictate that.
Yes.
Right? And,
yes.
You know, you could argue that all 4 of those pillars are inside that one task.
Yes. Tom, you mentioned being an entrepreneur, and I know you have been an entrepreneur in your life, going through your life journey. Part of being an entrepreneur, Richie, is setbacks. Mm-hmm. Well, in Stoicism, setbacks are fuel. Stoicism teaches us to accept and move forward. And those are the key words, accept. And John, we've talked often, I would suggest that's the hardest thing for much of us humans to do, is accept, first of all, and then move forward. But Stoicism says we need to accept it and move forward, which modern psychology shows boosts adaptability. Tom, when you hear me talk about this idea of adapting and moving forward, how have you used it in your daily life, Tom?
Oh, geez. I mean, you got to really break it down onto what area of my life would have been in, right? So in my younger, more formidable years, it was all fucking hell's breaking loose.
Yes.
Right? I gotta go hide under a rock. And as you mature, you start to realize, okay, I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I've had a lot of rough times in my life, as we all have, I'm sure. Yeah. And and I post out there, Keith, I don't know if you caught it. I actually spent some time in Manitoba, and I was homeless in Winnipeg at the age of 16 for almost a year.
Wow.
And
shit. That's fucking, that's cold. Just so everybody understands.
Oh, fuck. I got stories for that. Yeah.
God damn it, man. And that's one of the worst. I can't think of a worse fucking place to be homeless, brother. Jesus Christ. Get on a fucking bus, dude. Get on a fucking bus and go to a warm environment where you can go to sleep at night.
Richie Andersen's never been to Manitoba, yet he's offering fucking Manitoba weather advice.
I just know listen, I've been up there when it's fucking cold, and I'll tell you, I'm not finding a place to sleep outside. That's for sure.
But so to go back to that, I think it's a level of maturity. It's understanding that if you look back through all the trials and tribulations of your life, you've got through them. Right? Like, you're still here, you're still swinging, you're still trying to get up and make something of yourself. But it's, and I say this to the kids, I've got 3 kids from 17 up, and I'm like, listen, this isn't a setback. Like, what you're going through right now, I've been through 5 of those, maybe 10 of those. You gotta get up and keep going. Unless you're dead, you have a chance. You have to fight for what you want. And I mean, the outward pressures, you want to take that and add to the cannabis industry, the regulated cannabis industry. Yeah. These operators in this industry, day in, day out, they are choosing to move forward because it'd be easy based on regulations. And Johnny, I know down in the US, I worked stateside in the industry as well for a while. It is a nightmare. But those operators, myself, the ones that keep showing up, like you gents, early on, even when we started the podcast, fuck, is anyone listening? I'm still showing up. And 80, episodes later, audience is building. There's more engagement. Your voice is being heard. But it's not about that. It's about, again, you got to show up. And we say show up, right? We say show up a lot. You got to show up. What does that mean? It means you got the fuck out of bed. You got in a workout, did whatever you're going to do for that day, and now you are here present in that moment. To me, that's what Stoicism brings.
Yes.
Well, they say the obstacles become the way. So you're basically running after the obstacles.
Well, I've never heard that before. I like that. The obstacles are your way, right? So you're saying
they become the way. Yeah. You think that you think that it, oh my God, this is in my way. No, this means you're fucking on the right path.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking Stoicism with Keith Bellis, Jon Andersen this morning on Mornings in the Lab. So Andersen, I don't know, I'm suspecting you picked up on the same thing that Tom Richie said that I just heard too. And I just got to pause for a moment here. We're going to put Stoicism aside for a minute. Richie, you said you have a 17-year-old kid? I thought you were fucking 17. What the hell, man? Did you have your kid when you were 18? Like, Andersen, this guy's got a 17-year-old kid. He looks like he's fucking 17 years old.
17's the youngest, bro.
What the?
17's the youngest. I've got a 22.
Were you making babies in the fucking snow under the freeway?
You have a 22-year-old kid?
Yeah, I have a 22-year-old. Johnny and I align. I mean, it's the peptides. It's the methylene blue. It's the workout.
There we go, baby.
you got to get on top of that shit. We get older every day, and I'm going to do everything in my power to stop that.
Dude, good for you, man. You got 3 kids, and I swear to God, I thought you were like in your fucking 30s.
I just turned 50 on Tuesday.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 50 on Tuesday.
Jon Andersen, the dude is making you and I look like a couple fucking grandpas here today. I'm thinking
It's the hat and the
I was
glasses.
going to say, I got to ask him because remember, what was it? Having a brain fart his name. One of my favorite guests, the bullshit doctor. I had to ask him to take his hat off too. Petro. I said, dude, you got to take your hat off, man. This is level the playing field here.
I know. He's out there listening. He might even join the show here today. I know. I was like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 50. Holy fuck, man. Look at you.
I was like, dude, we got to take. Yeah, are you Tom? Are you willing to take the hat off so we can have a full?
I'll take it off. This is the first time on air. This is the first time. Baby. This is a live in the morning.
This is a premiere, baby. Let's go.
Oh, there you go.
That didn't help. That didn't fucking help my case. I was one of these fucking nice looking brown walks come flopping out of there. Fuck, I was expecting I was gonna get some fucking pull straight back fucking grace. I was looking for some gray. I was looking for a comb over. I was looking for a pullback. I was looking for anything other than the fucking brown walks falling out of there.
I'll send you a text with my my wig off later.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a hell of a toupee, brother.
I'm not just the president. I'm a client.
Oh fuck, dude.
Joining and saying Tom Richie looks even younger without the hat. I agree.
Yeah, that fucking backfired on me real quick. I'm gonna have to be careful with that one next time. I would have bet big on that. I'd have lost my ass.
You know what's funny though is because I spend so much time behind the mic and this way, and I don't know where the hat thing came from. I just started wearing a hat and I'm like, well, I can't change that now.
Yes.
You guys know what it's like. But I'll go to all these cannabis industry events.
I got that same
I'll get
issue,
on stage and I'll introduce, I'll be a keynote, I'll be doing this, I'll be doing that. And they're like, who the fuck is that guy? And I put a hat on and they're like, oh, shit, it's Tom Richie.
I swear to God, I can be out in public and if I'm wearing my glasses and my hat, it's just fucking people coming up, dude, I love your content. If my hat's off and my cognito is taking my fucking glasses and hat, people are coming up like,
That's it. Yeah.
I know
we mess
you.
up to be incognito.
It's a little different for me because I'm always on camera with my clothes on. When I walk around in public with my clothes off, it's just a whole different experience for me too, actually. So
when he's shooting his movies and he's naked, people don't see this is how nobody knows who it is.
The Dirk of Manitoba.
That's it. Hey guys, I want to go back to Stoicism for a second. Someone suggests, Jon and Tom, that Stoicism is not helping men lean into emotion. If anything, it's creating emotionless.
They're fucking taking it the wrong way.
Okay, that's what I know, but I wanted to throw that out there because some are saying that, oh no, we need to be teaching men about emotion. And Jon, you and I talked about feelings. We need to be teaching men about feelings. Well, yeah, you can have emotion, you can have feelings, but it's about being grounded.
Right? Yeah, this is about like let's not let your emotions that are a little twisted up over something that you're working on. Let's not have that fuck up your day today.
Yes.
Still do your stuff. You can still go to the gym. You can still eat right, even though you're processing some emotions. It's not saying don't do that. It's saying don't let that processing fuck your life up, because most people are, oh my God, this happened to me. So now I'm going to go fucking create a much bigger problem by not doing all my shit.
Yeah. Yes. Tom, comment on that, brother?
I think it's exactly, again, Jon, I feel we're just kindred spirits, right? We come from, different mother, and it's the same. It's, again, I keep coming back to it. It becomes a bit of a cliche when you just show up, but it's dealing with those things in the moment. But also, I think there's a little bit of, what is the day going to look like? You guys talk about this a lot, and this is why I align. This is why I tune in. It's, what is the first thought in your head when you wake up? Yeah. You're going to have a good day, right? I'm going to have a good day. We talk about the snooze button. My wife, we're getting up early. My wife's setting it now for 10 to 5. And I'm like, don't fuck with my sleep. You're just going to hit snooze, right? But it's making a conscious decision. I wake up and I go, today's going to be a great day. I am blessed. I'm grateful, right? Because I've been through the fucking ringer. I know what the other side of that looks like. So I can choose to live in that, or I can choose to form and create what I'm about to do for the day.
That's awesome. Guys, let's move our conversation from stoicism to tactical empathy, if we can, before Jon.
Let's say one thing about stoicism before we leave is I think that for people that are trying to kind of reformulate their mindset, I think stoicism is a great place to start.
Oh, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Like I said, the idea of Stoicism is relatively new to me. I will confess that, and a lot of it has come to me since we've been on this show. And I didn't realize, Tom and John, that I was living a lot of that Stoic life, but I didn't know it had a label attached to it, John. But I love your suggestion.
Dude,
because there's men out there that might be kind of wondering about if they want to have a label or wonder what kind of direction. Once I understood what it meant, I was like, oh, I lean into that. I get that. And it helped ground me, Tom. I see you nodding your head there. It helped ground me actually when I learned that that's what I was living, a life of a Stoic life.
You remember the guests that we had on that were basically my clients that became my friends. Really cool couple, Tyler and Carissa.
Yes, love them.
I suggest as I was kind of working with Carissa, I was like, look, we really need to focus on the things we can't control and kind of going through some of that stuff. I suggested to her that she started checking out Stoicism.
Oh,
and dude, that like fucking lit a fire under her. That 100%. I mean, she is so kind as a tribute. Like when people say, what got you started down this path?
Yes.
she gives me the credit. But realistically, I think had I not given her the suggestion of Stoicism, that she wouldn't. I mean, she just exploded into self-improvement. Like with conversations we have right now, I'm like, fuck, I'm learning from you, man. This is great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, let's keep the show. Let's keep it rocking. I think we got Rufy in the lab. Let's get Rufy up here as well, guys. I want to pivot from Stoicism to something that I think links very well together, and it's this idea of tactical empathy. We had a guest on the show a couple weeks back who teaches tactical empathy. And have you ever noticed, Tom, John, how some leaders can walk into a room, instantly read the temperature, and win people over without force, without pressure? That's not luck, you guys. It's called tactical empathy, a skill that transforms communication and leadership. And I'd argue much of it's rooted in Stoicism. Jimmy, let's run that intro clip.
Sometimes empathy gets you further than being right.
Exactly. That's tactical empathy.
What if the most powerful influence tool in leadership was something you already possess, but have never been taught to use strategically? As a leader, studies from negotiation experts and crisis management professionals show that understanding the psychological landscape of decision-making can dramatically increase your ability to influence positive outcomes. There's a method that allows you to connect authentically with others while maintaining your leadership edge and achieving the results your organization needs. The breakthrough you've been looking for is within reach.
We got Rufy in the house. What's going on, Rufy?
What's up? Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you, John.
So before John rolls, I thought we'd keep him for an extra few minutes here. I think there's a strong link between tactical empathy and Stoicism because, some would suggest that, if you're Stoic, you have no emotion. When some would say, well, you need to be empathy, you got to be soft. Well, tactical empathy isn't about being soft. It's about being strategic. When you practice empathy with intention, you connect more deeply. John, let's start with you, brother. Tactical empathy. When you hear that, what does that mean to you and how have you used it in your leadership?
Well, I mean, I think what the first thing that comes to my mind when you talked about the temperature.
Yes.
Right. Well, we're all basically thermostats, if you will. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't really understand that we have more control over the temperature of the room than we think. And so when someone comes into a room and they have all this shit together, right? Because, Stoicism, I know people say no emotion. It's just not letting those emotions dictate poor decisions.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so that alone right there, that just kind of starts to open the door on the second part of this conversation. So I think what I see, I guess what I want to point out is that when you operate at a higher temperature and you do it consistently, and you're known for your warmer temperature than the average room. When you walk into the room, you start to warm it up. Mm-hmm. You don't cool down because most people walk into a cooler room, they start cooling down, right? You walk into a room, your thermostat stays the same. You're warming the room up. And it brings the room to another level. Now, to have that warmer temperature, you have to have everything that this conversation is basically about.
Yes.
Which is the ability to understand all sides of every situation. Being empathetic is part of that, but not letting that turn into some sort of excuse or a reason not to do. That's where Stoicism comes in. Look, I understand things are tough right now, but we can still do this. And if I'm by your side, and if you need me to help you, I will.
Yes. Yeah. It's about putting things in perspective. Rufy, coined by Chris Voss, tactical empathy is about recognizing and labeling someone's emotions, then using that awareness to guide outcomes. I know you're going through some stuff right now with your family on the personal side of things, mom and stuff and so forth. I got to think that you're probably using a lot of tactical empathy in this situation, Matt, because you're wanting to be aware of how people are feeling, but you also want things to tactically move forward. Am I correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, thinking about the impact that your decision and the way you act with someone makes a huge difference, right? Rather than just saying, this is what I want and absolutely I'm going for it. And you got to do that, but you also have to think about bringing those people along and talking to them about what I always say is that kindness isn't soft, it's powerful. And that's what I mean by this, right? Which is you can be kind and you can also be tough at the same time and make the hard decisions and have those hard conversations, but do them in a kind way. And that's tactical empathy, doing those things.
Yeah.
Still doing them, but doing them kindly.
Don't mistake my kindness for weakness.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. You still have to have those boundaries, right? I'm kind. I can be kind, but I do have boundaries. And I love that. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, right? Or kindness isn't soft, it's powerful. That's where I'm at on that.
Tom, Richie,
it's all connected.
Tom, different from traditional empathy, which I think people get so confused over. Oh, he's a pussy. He's empathetic. He's too soft. He doesn't have any empathy. But yet, tactical empathy is active. You're a dad of 3. You're a successful business owner. You've been on your journey in life. How have you, Tom, used tactical empathy to build trust and influence direction as you've gone through your journey? Tom.
Yeah, I relate empathy in general, but adding the adjective of tactful to it.
Yeah,
would come with a certain level of EQ or emotional intelligence.
Yes,
and it's unfortunate that I think EQ is learned over years. Babies do not have EQ. I'm hungry. I shit my pants. Something's going on. They just don't have any. But as they grow, as you mature, you can choose a path to go, I need to understand this. And the perfect lesson for me was when I was younger, I was a fucking bulldozer. Like, it didn't matter. You fucking check your feelings. I don't care. We're on a path to success here. Somewhere, whatever that success is, we're on a path. As I stepped into the corporate world and learned management and what it took to work with people rather than against people, again, you had to increase your EQ. Your EQ had to go up, or you just wouldn't be successful. You'd be that manager that is the total asshole, right?
Yes.
And then when you look at it and you're tactful with it, it's a matter of going, why is that person leaving early? What are they struggling with? Why is their performance not where it needs to be? Rather than being just empathetic and you're always aligning with someone's feelings, it's a matter of taking a second and pausing and going, what is it that I could do potentially to help the person through the day, the challenge, the project, whatever it might be. But again, it's got to come with a certain level of emotional intelligence that you don't just have that, I think.
Yes. Johnny?
Emotional intelligence is a very good word to connect to this conversation.
100%.
I love the idea that the emotional quotient, your EQ, is trainable and growable. Your IQ is static. Your IQ is the same when you're 15, probably, or 20 as when you're 50. But your EQ can always grow and always go up. And I love that about the emotional side of that idea.
There is tactical empathy happening in front of us every single day. And regardless of how you feel about one's politics, there is a man with orange hair that is practicing tactical empathy every single day. And I'll just encourage you guys to watch and listen to the things that he says. Yes, there are thousands of people that are dying in the war happening in Europe. However, we got to find a way to find the solution to it, right? And some people think, well, the guy has no feelings about it. No. I'm going to control what I can control. I'm going to label it, and then I'm going to try to find a solution. It sounds like there's people being hurt and harmed right now. I might not agree with everything you're doing, but I got to find a way to find a solution. And I love that you talked about EQ, Tom, because it took me fucking many thousands of dollars and many years of therapy and going through my own journey on life to realize that I needed to sharpen my shit up and set boundaries and learn how to have empathy for humans, because I was not going down a very empathetic path in life for a while there. So I had to learn the idea of emotional intelligence. And John, I love that emotional quotient, right? And I think it just comes with age. We get older, we lean into that, right? But I'm just saying, watch what's happening in the global world right now. And whether you like or dislike the guy is practicing tactical empathy to try to solve things. Right. And the idea of tactical empathy came from Chris Voss, a hostage negotiator. Think about hostage negotiating. You know, some guy just killed Jon Andersen and I'm trying to negotiate with Matt Roof to get him off the roof. Right. Because Matt might just kill John. So I'm trying to find a way to get Matt to come to my side of the fence. I don't like Matt. Matt just killed my best friend, but I'm trying to find a way to connect with Matt. That's what I think folks really don't understand when it comes to tactical empathy. Right? It's not about being soft. It's not about being a pussy. It's putting the boundary around it, saying, no, Matt, you just did something bad. I don't agree with you, but we got to find a way to get you over here. That's tactical empathy. Guys?
Yeah, at an extreme level.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. But we have chances to practice it every day.
Every single
and it's
day.
about being intentional and being thoughtful. We talk about that too, right?
Yes.
Being intentional with your thoughts and those responses. Responses, not reactions, right? All those things we've spoken about. It's true. That's
tactical empathy, guys.
All wrapped into tactical empathy.
It's not a weakness. It's power with purpose. If you want to rise, lead, and eliminate that snooze button from your life, this is the skill. Stoicism, tactical empathy that will help you connect, inspire, and drive real change. Start your day right, guys. Lead it with empathy and watch the difference unfold as a leader. All right, so Jimmy, Melissa, let's take a moment here to walk the big dog out of the lab here. We'll keep the conversation going with Richie. I hope Roofy can stick around too. So we'll keep it rocking and rolling with Tom Richie here in a moment. Johnny, what's going on today, brother? I know you got to rock and roll. What's going on today for you?
Let's see here. I've got a lot of good stuff working on with the business.
Nice.
I think what's my mind first went to is I actually have two of my childhood friends that are going to be swinging in for a quick stay. Yeah, they'll be coming in tonight after I'm asleep. And I told them, I said, look, I'll be waking you up early. So yeah, so it'll be fun. Yeah,
that's
they're
awesome.
actually twins too.
Oh, can you tell, are they fraternal twins or the identical twins?
They're identicals. You know, when you're younger, I mean, I used to even have a hard time telling them apart at a glance. You needed to understand who they were as individuals. They looked, it was fucking crazy how close they were.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Yeah, you mentioned that. That's fun. That's going to be a fun experience with you and the boys. Good for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm looking for that.
Awesome. A lot of fun today. Good show here today. Had a lot of good conversation, a big active audience on the show here today. And I'm glad that Richie got a chance to meet you and enjoying the conversation on Stoicism today. So Jimmy, Melissa, we'll walk the big dog out of here and have some fun with your brothers, John, and we'll connect with you over the weekend and we'll connect with you on Monday, pal.
Let's rock, baby. Have a good loop.
Hey, Johnny.
Have a good one, Johnny.
Have a good later, guy. See you guys.
All right, buddy.
All right, guys, we're walking Johnny out. You're left with Tom Richie, Keith Phillips, Matthew Roof this morning on Mornings in Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Of course, it starts at 7:30 Eastern time, live with the Roofs are getting after it and talking kindness. It's interesting, Matt, because I could even attribute your kindness discussion to stoicism and tactical empathy, because I love how you talked about it, right? It's not about being soft. It's not about being a pussy with kindness. It's about putting kindness into action and wrapping it up with results, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. It's not necessarily taking kind acts. It's acting kindly.
Yeah.
So in the things you do, you act kindly. And one of the ways you can act kindly is by having boundaries, acting kindly to yourself, acting kindly to others by having boundaries and letting them be known, but doing it in a way that helps people understand why you have those boundaries, not just that's my boundary, you can't cross it.
Yes, absolutely.
Even a grizzly bear can love its cubs.
100%. Hey, Richie, where are you joining us from today, by the way? I forgot to ask you. Where are you?
I'm in Woodstock, Ontario.
Yeah, Woodstock, Ontario. There you go. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, well, listen, I got a little bit of an opener. Let's, Matt, you can stick around, hey, brother?
I'm here. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's have a conversation with Tom Richie. Let's get to know Tom Richie from the steel mill to the weed mill. Cannabis's media mogul's wild industry journey. We got Tom Richie here this morning. Jimmy, let's run the clip. Let's run the opener. Let's get to know the young man from Woodstock, Ontario.
What happens when a steel industry executive becomes a cannabis pioneer and survives one of the biggest tech disasters in the industry? Tom Richie went from asset management at the world's largest steel company to creating the cannabis industry's first certification program. He survived the chaos of Akerna and built Ample Learn when everyone said it couldn't be done. Now, as host of the Legacies Podcast, Tom proves that authentic leadership isn't about perfection. It's about giving industry leaders a platform for conversations that rarely make it past the PR gatekeepers. The future isn't written in boardrooms. It's spoken in real conversations. Own your story.
We're talking to someone who's seen the cannabis industry from every possible angle. I could not wait to meet with this young man here today. I'm a cannabis freak myself, been a big part of my life, and I'm excited to talk to Tom today. Before we do that, Rufy, check this out, brother.
I wish I had my glasses on. I see your face on your face.
Yeah. I got
see the details.
I got a little gift this morning, and I've done something I've never done. I got a note from Richie yesterday saying, check your mailbox, and I fucking forgot to
put my glasses on so I can
forgot to do it last night, Richie. So I was up this morning early, as I normally am, out walking with my dog to the mailbox so I could have the shirt on for today's show. Look at that.
Looks good. Looks
It
good.
sure looks great, dude.
You're going to have to shrink it down a little bit. I wasn't sure on size. I'm like, well, let's see.
So I know that I show up as a pretty massive dude on camera. I know I'm like the Hulk. But so I'll grow into it. I'm lifting heavy these days, Richie. So I'll grow into it. But it says podcasts suck except Legacies. Because Tom Richie is the host of the Legacies podcast.
There he goes.
And since he's been hanging out with us on the show, I've noticed he's been doing some live stuff. But Tom, dude, I'm so grateful you're here today, man. And I just want to say this publicly. I'm so grateful for the continued support. You've been showing up on the show. You've been in the comments. You've been active. You've been engaging with my stuff. So I just, on a human-to-human level, and you know this too because you make media, we all have choices to spend our time. That's and right. When you choose to spend your time with me and John and us every single morning, I cannot extend enough gratitude to just simply say thank you. And I mean that.
Thank you. I'm very appreciative of being here, but I think it's one of these things that, you've recognized where the cyclical nature of people and humans are going, right? And I've been podcasting for quite some time. Obviously, it's difficult in the cannabis space, and we can get into that.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to join the conversation. It's nice that there's humans interacting. I used to commute when I commuted. I live in Woodstock, so I worked in Toronto for 4 years in tech and cannabis tech.
Yeah,
and it was Howard Stern, it was podcasts, it was talk radio. And having that interaction that, I'm listening, I've got it on, I'm working away, I'm up early.
Yeah.
There'll be something you catch. Usually it's like, oh, Tom's ears perked up. And then I'll say something and I'll chat. And just having that, I think that what you're doing and having Jon and Matt, you guys, it is going live. I think that conversation and that interactivity with humans is missing a lot these days, especially in the world of remote work. There's a lot of companies that are going back to the office. I think they're good and bad. I think there's a lot of good and bad on both sides, but it helps. And I appreciate you guys and what you're doing.
I appreciate that. So Matt, talk to Matt and I about your journey, man. You mentioned that you've been homeless. You worked in the steel industry. You talked a little bit with me on the side about, being in the cannabis industry before it was legalized. So dude, you've got quite a journey. Now now we are in an industry where you'd probably think to yourself, fuck corporate cannabis has killed the cannabis industry. So I just want to sit back and listen, man. Tell us a little bit about your story, Tom Richie.
Geez, it depends on how far we go back. I'll try and make the history and journey short. If there's one quote, I think it's Tolkien that would, it's not all those that wander are lost. That's the next. I don't get a lot of tattoos. I'm not. My daughter, different story. She was dead set against them. She's 22. She does her own tattooing now. Yeah, big difference. But if I were to get another tattoo, it would be that. It would be not all those that wander are lost, because we're taught from this weird angle of, I won't get into my view on politics and schooling and all of that bullshit, but we're taught and we're forced to think that you need to be this, study hard, good grades, go to college, go to university, set that track stay on it. Choose to be a lawyer, choose to be a doctor, choose to do. And I'm like, okay, a lot of my friends are doctors and lawyers, and they are the most miserable fucking people I know. Like, seriously, they hate their jobs. They're hitting that snooze button, Keith.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, I've done a lot, and it's not because I get bored. It's not because I'm distracted by shiny objects. I think I've done what I can do here. And now it's time to do something different. So, we talk about the steel. Like, I started way back. I was a high school dropout. I hated high school. I tried many times. Moved out when I was 15 years old out of the house. As I'd mentioned, I spent some time in Manitoba, homeless at around the age of 16. And I mean, homeless, I air quote that because it's, I was couch surfing with friends. There was a couple nights on the streets, I'm not going to lie, but not knowing where the next meal is going to come from. But it was a growing experience. I could look at that and I could surround my entire life events around, oh no, woe is me, but I didn't, right? And I think I've always been that industrious individual. So moving from steel, I started on the factory floor, half my money goes to partying. I mean, factories, you're making decent money at the age of 18.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay. And then you get into mortgages, and then the debt cycle starts to perpetuate itself. And now you're driving a nice car. And this is 18 years old. Now, I was smart enough at a young age to start investing in real estate. So a big change in life from the age of homeless on the streets of Winnipeg, right? And spent a lot of time at Polo Park. That's where, right? But spent that 3 years really just defining myself. What am I doing with my life? What do I want to be? Started getting into Napoleon Hill, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, like these guys. And it changed my perspective on life, what I could do. And really it was that float, right? You needed something. And I think, again, this is what you do. This is what I try to do. It's floating ideas. It's floating concepts to help people through. So I started on the factory floor, party half of it away, but I started investing. And, I've got a background in contracting and fixing up houses. My stepdad was into that. So I started flipping houses. I'm not a real estate mogul. That's not what I'm doing, right? But I did okay. I was smart enough to learn investment. Spent that time in the steel industry, in Woodstock. It was a 100-year-old steel company. Started on the factory floor, and then ERP systems came along. I helped introduce that, and then became an asset manager with them, working with all the trades and the skilled trades individuals. But then my time was up, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do now? And, I'm like, advertising, that's cool. But meanwhile, the whole time I was doing real estate investing. I'm a real estate license. I had a show on Rogers TV teaching people how to invest. And I'm like, okay, this is cool, but I'm going to go study advertising now. And so I go and I take, this advanced diploma in advertising. Year one, I'm like the industrious individual I am, doing all my research, keen into the industry, but I'm like, why is there no media specifically to the advertising world? Like in the US, yeah, there's Marketing Mag and Canada, there's Marketing Mag, but in the US they had Ad Age and all these big publications and media companies that really put their arms around students and the industry. So year one, being the keener I am, I'm like, let me do something. I'm going to fix this. And I started a media company. It was called AdBuzz. It was successful to its own degree, I guess, where I was just doing basically what I do now, which is meeting with founders and leaders of these advertising agencies, touring their agencies, putting that content online. It was really at the beginning of social. So Twitter had just hit the scene, Facebook was starting to do its thing. And I just put that content out there. And then, fast forward, go through a whole bunch of different stuff. I exit that media company, and I'm a medical cannabis patient. So I had followed the regs up to the point of had back surgery. I almost killed at the age of 12 in ice hockey. So I've had a lifelong bout of surgeries, medications, oxy and this, and I wasn't an addict or anything like that, but I just knew life was better outside of this. And, I started consuming cannabis when I was 15 recreationally.
Yeah.
But then I started to see the healing nature of what the plant is. What does that look like? And then realize, oh, Canada has this system set up that you can go and get a medical grow license or a permit under what then was called the MAR, the Medical Marijuana Access Regulations. Huge shout out to all the people. I wasn't part of that movement. I was just consuming cannabis, but the individuals that really paved the way for this industry under medical. So thinking back to the, Conrad V, the Health Canada, basically fighting for our rights within Canada for access to cannabis. So I get a grow going under the MMAR, and like most people operating on that side of MMAR, you're growing way more cannabis than you're going to consume. And again, back to the friends, doctors and lawyers. Well, guess what? They happen to like cannabis quite a bit as well. So, they were my best clients, I'll say. But during this time, I'm watching the regs. I'm seeing what's going on. Trudeau's coming to government. He's talking about legalization. What is this going to look like at a federal level? And I see this dude on BNN. His name's John Prentice. And he's on BNN. He's a young guy. He's, early 30s. And I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And again, BNN, listening to business. People think, cannabis, you don't pay any attention to business. No, that's not true at all. That's a fucking stereotype. But I'm listening to this guy, and I'm like, he's going to track what? He's going to track cannabis. How the hell is he going to do this? So again, being the industrious individual I am, find out who he is. I reach out to him. Hey, I just want to come have a coffee and see what kind of madness you're talking about here. What is this tracking cannabis? So meet up with John. We share our background, kindred spirits, hit it off. And he's like, I want you to come work for me. And at the time it was called Ample Organics. And it was a compliance technology that was going to be used across, the industry, track all the plants from seed to sale. I'm like, this is interesting, but what the fuck do you want me to do? He's like, well, I don't know. I just really like it, and we'll find a spot for you. You know a lot about cultivation, a lot about, building teams out and doing this work. He goes, why don't we bring you in as our director of training? I said, okay, no problem. And so I started my journey there. A lot of young VPs on the scene. And within 6 to 8 months, I was John's right hand. I was employee 17 back in 2017, and we scaled to 136 strong within 6 months. So that growth cycle just show what the industry was going through is a little bit of proof right there. So shut up for a second. I can ramble on forever. Very loquacious, Keith. Very loquacious.
The longest answer in the history of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, Tom Richie.
I like to break records.
Maddie, I think we need to give Tom a lesson in tennis.
That's right. Little back and forth. That's all right, though. I don't know, was that a quick hit answer?
That's my quick hit. the condensed Bulls Notes version's about 4 hours long. You can find that on.
Let's go, Voss. I can only imagine smoking a joint with Richie, because he would be holding the thing the whole fucking time, and I'd be going, "Hey, Bogart, give me the fucking."
Bogart. Don't be Bogart.
Oh, did you guys want some? Oh, sorry, I'll have to roll another one.
Don't forget about us.
But here's what I love, right? Roofing, we've talked about this before. This is our fucking show, so we can tease the guests if they don't want to play tennis with us. So
that's right.
That's awesome.
It's actually a great story, though. I mean, I do appreciate that you know how many things you've been through all the way through, and all these experiences, regardless of your education. And I do appreciate the other side of that coin, which is I have a master's degree, and sometimes I'm like, what the hell did I do? I'm still paying for it. So I get all of it, dude, totally. And I think it's amazing, that you just keep. It's okay that you're iterating, right? Every experience that you have, you're taking the next one with you, and it sounds like you're headed down a pretty cool media path with your cannabis business. That's awesome, dude.
What strikes me the most, Maddie, about Richie is what we talk always on the show is about Richie. You strike me as you just move, like you're always moving, and you've learned that movement creates momentum for you. And I love your Tolkien comment. And I was like, holy fuck, he's dropping Tolkien. This guy's deep. I love it. But when you talk, and what was the comment about wandering? Right?
Wandering, yeah. Not all those that wander are lost.
I love that, because it is so meaningful, because sometimes you're like, what are you moving towards, Billis? I'm fucking moving. Where are you moving?
I don't know. I don't know yet, but we're going to get there. Yeah.
But it's better than you just sitting on the couch.
Yeah. There's something, you guys have talked about this before, but I can't remember if it was just a few days ago. Yeah. I think it's you, Keith. You skipped a workout because you're like, I need to reset.
Yeah.
I thought that too, but there's this voice in your head. Certain individuals, I don't like to say are wired this way, but we've self-conditioned.
Yes.
That we've got this notion in our head, and that notion becomes this little voice in the back of your head.
Yes.
If get up early. If I'm tired, I'm like, I should have a nap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this little voice is going, fuck you, you lazy son of a bitch.
Yes.
You get up and you keep going, right?
Yes.
It's the same thing with, I skipped a workout today because, this is sore, that's sore. Like I practice jujitsu. That stuff is hard on the body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need a week.
Yeah.
I need a week off. But in the back of your head, you're going, you're going to get behind the students. You got to keep going. You got to keep crushing it, right? So this constant battle back and forth, but I don't know. It's tough, man.
Hey, Tom. So, Matt is down in upper state New York, and cannabis is trying to work itself to some federal regulations in the U.S. We know there's much disconnect down there. And, I swear that Matt's a different brother from a different mother with me, and we've connected on a lot of things. And I know cannabis has been part of Matt's journey in life too, whether, it's regardless.
Yeah. Huge part of my life, huge impact on my life. Regardless of my states of use throughout my life, sometimes using heavy, sometimes using light, sometimes not using it all, from both the psychological, mental effects, as well as I did have an experience where I was using it way too much and it became a problem for me.
Yeah.
So, I do believe in the power of cannabis. I do. I believe it medicinally. I do believe it when it's used properly for recreation, that it's much, much better than alcohol, in my opinion. I mean, that's where I'm at on my cannabis stand. So that's I've had my experiences, and I can talk about weed and. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, but I wanted to connect you to this, Matt, because you and I both seen the disconnect about, and so is Richie, the disconnect with cannabis to the reality of it. Tom, looking at you, brother, because you're in the industry. What's the biggest disconnect about how the industry sees itself versus reality?
Man. So do you mean from an inside's perspective of the cannabis industry itself?
Yes.
Kind of looking in the mirror. Yeah.
Yes.
I think, man, that's really for a guy that's super loquacious.
Yeah.
No, you stumped him.
That's super. Well, the reason, Maddie, is because there's a lot, if we look at steel, right? Steel, you got steel magnates that have been working a long time in the industry. The industry's proven itself. And I could say, I don't like to compare alcohol and cannabis when it comes to this as an industry, but you've got a very different level of degrees of operators. So if we look at the industry as a whole, you've got the LPs, the licensed producers, licensed processors, and you've got the retailers, and then you've got all the in-betweens, your consultants, your brokers, like there's so much. Some of them came in with $1 and a dream. Okay. That's all they knew. They knew how to grow fire cannabis. And they'll stand behind that. The disconnect is just because, and if I can boil it down to one thing, is that just because you have great cannabis doesn't mean everyone wants to buy it. You still have to develop a brand. You still have to understand marketing. You still have to be meeting with the people and build relationships. Product is product. At the end of the day, if it doesn't sell, it's not just price. It's because no one is aware of it.
Right. It's the difference between just talking about a product. We often talk about these things. I talk about it from my experience because I'm a product consumer, right? That's what I've been, right? I can talk about it from that level, but you talk about the difference between a product and an industry, right? And the fact that you just said it pretty well, which was, just because you have great product doesn't mean you can make a business out of it. There's tons of products out there in the world that are not cannabis related that don't make it because people don't know marketing. They don't know retail. They don't know how to build relationships, whatever. They don't understand regulations, taxes, and all that stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, very true. Well, look at the Pet Rock and the Snuggie. Right?
Yeah.
Not the biggest products in the world necessarily, but they hit at the right time and they knew how to market them.
It's interesting, Tom, because when I go to purchase my cannabis, I'll often say to the folks at the bud tenders at the store there, I'm like, so I love my good quality craft stuff. There's so much cannabis in the market though. It's so hard to have a valid reason to overpay for good quality cannabis because there's so much of it. And I don't want to be dismissive of some, so I like your point, Tom, which is, I'm a good cannabis grower. Yeah, but if you can't convince Keith to buy it, he's probably not buying it.
Yeah. And that's so what moment, right? So what? Right?
Yes. So what?
So what? Like, if that's your USP or your unique selling prop, get in line. There's 100, like literally 100 more behind you that also say the same thing. And this is where it gets very complex in this industry, right? Because of the regulation, right? So work compliance from day one. That was specifically within tracking cannabis, but it was all compliance. And coming with that, the nature of knowing that is you need to know all the regs. You can't just take the small myopic piece and go, oh, this is by itself. No. That ties back to, section 1, C11, right? So there's so many other nuances to it. But I think in this complex world of cannabis, especially within Canada, Matt, I know as much as I want to know about New York and what's going on in New York when it comes to cannabis. But I mean, and then within the state, you've got every state operating by itself, which is almost its own little country of region with its own regs, and it's supply issues.
Makes a huge.
It's massive. And
the whole thing is whether as soon as interstate commerce opens up, then that's the biggest change that's coming in the industry when it becomes federally declassified. And then because you see in the market exactly that. You have New York State operators, you have Pennsylvania operators. They're actually the same operators, but they have a different license over here. They have a different product they call whatever, right? And as Keith said, I think there's a tremendous amount of quality product out there. When we get to federal deregulation, you're just going to end up with huge consolidation. That's just it's going to become like the beverage industry and every other industry with 3 or 4 major brands, and then your crafts.
I mean, it's going to happen regardless, but the unique situation of the US, and bring it back to where Canada is at. The unique situation in the US is that you have what's called MSOs, multi-state operators. And because that cannabis can't cross state lines, if I want, so let's say I'm a Curaleaf or a Green Thumb Industries or Clever Leaves or any of these big conglomerates, I want to operate in 30 of the plus states that are currently allowing it. I say allowing because it's not always legal, but there's a tolerance, right?
Yes.
So tolerance.
It's so bizarre.
It's so fucked is what it is. But anyways, so they've gone in and they set up grows, they set up processing, they set up distribution channels, everything as you would see as a single operator in Canada with distribution to various provinces. So now you get descheduling, legal, whatever we want to call it, descheduling, rescheduling, legalization. You can go through all the different adjectives of that surround what could happen. If I'm an operator now, I need to be looking at the future going, okay, this means I can now supply 30 of the states out of one grow. Which one am I going to fire sale off? Or is it multiple, right? And where in Canada, you've got a major grow. I'll take, it's funny, I'm not trying to prove them, but I'm wearing one of Canada's largest, if not arguably the world's largest producer of cannabis. They have supply across Canada and into Germany and into Australia. They have a single operation point.
Tilray?
In the US.
Who are you talking about now? Tilray or Cannabis? Who are you talking about?
That's Pure Sunfarms.
Oh, Pure Sunfarms. Okay.
Yeah, Delta BC. Yeah. So, but to bring that, I wanted to bring that back where the industry in Canada is so complex. The reason that you're so confused, and part of the reason you're so confused, comes down to marketing, right? And we're shackled in the area of marketing because Health Canada specifically states you cannot market to a consumer that would induce, support lifestyle, add character, add any of that. So I can't come and say, brand, I can't go enjoy this on your hike. I can't say that. So I can't, and the truest form of marketing is to educate a consumer, be that the package, be that a TV commercial, and on air, it doesn't matter what it is. It's to educate. Yes, it's to entice, right? But first and foremost is to educate about the product that's in the package, whatever it might be. Health Canada says, no, don't do that.
Yeah. As a business guy, I've been watching it, and I we can spend hours having that conversation. Hey, being respectful for Richie's time, it's 10 o'clock in the East there. Keith and Maddie are going to work towards wrapping up with Tom Richie here, and I'm going to have Tom back. We got to have Tom back for more of this. Tom, I want to leave you with a question here, brother, about legacy, because I love your Legacies podcast. I love, the whole idea of legacy. Tom, what legacy do you want cannabis to leave beyond just changing laws?
That's a tough one. Just by changing laws, what legacy do we want to leave? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So maybe this is even something for me to consider. But as you and I age, Matt, I can't believe this guy's 50, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. As we age, with our children and so forth, what do you suspect? What do you want that legacy of cannabis to be? Yeah. Other than just the law changing, is it's not as bad as it is? Is that
That's it exactly. That's it. Honestly, Keith, like my entire purpose and mission of why I do what I do is to normalize the conversations and consumption of that product.
Yes.
We, and to put that into perspective, there's a news media source in Canada that reports on global cannabis called Stratcan Media. And they put out a report showing, because there's a lot of rumblings on, the industry's not moving. It's not doing this. Okay, well, let's comparing it to alcohol for a second. But in this case, I would say only 25% of the populace, I don't know if that's global or Canada, but let's just use North America because we're aligned in certain areas. Only 25% of the population supports the idea of cannabis. And I don't mean legalization. I just mean the idea. Whereas the flip side, 75%, whether you drink or not, support the idea of alcohol. It's socially acceptable. I can take my kids into the LCBOs or whatever, regulator. I can go in and I can get a bottle of spirits with my child. Cannabis is completely against that. You cannot shop with your kids. You can't talk about it. Ooh, hide the packages that are on the counter. Sure, if you've got young kids, but if you've got ones that you can impress upon, like don't touch this, then that's different. But for me, it's everything I do is around trying to normalize the conversation around cannabis.
It's interesting you said, because as I was closing up my years at ICUC and as cannabis was becoming more normalized in the conversation, I made it a mission of mine as well, Tom and Matt, to show the world and to show my team and to show folks that cannabis can be responsible and real and not just Cheech and Chong. Right. So as I was growing ICUC and being who I was, and even just you hear me on the show here, I talk about it because I want to change the stereotype, because it still fucking drives me nuts. It still drives me nuts that people still think it's fucking Cheech and Chong. I love Cheech and Chong, but dude, I don't sit in the fucking corner like a loser and just smoke my weed and don't accomplish anything. No, actually, smoking weed helped me sell a $50 million and build and sell a $50 million company. So there is, so it's not the devil's weed. No,
devil's lettuce. Yeah.
Devil's lettuce.
Well, Keith, you're right. It's stereotypes, man, and people just need to move away from it. Like I said, my best clients, doctors and lawyers, and if they're to come out and say, yeah, I consume cannabis. Oh, clutch my pearls. I can't believe it.
The problem is, here's the true problem. It's because society has grown up with cannabis being smoking.
Yep.
That's it. That's it. If smoking wasn't part of it, I'm convinced, Matt Roof, that if it was just an edible product or the world wouldn't be so cannabis.
Yeah, I think there's something to it about the smoking. Sure, the methods. I also think that what bothers me. Sorry, I had a thought. What bothered me is when the 75% of the world that are against it have never tried it.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to encourage anybody to try it, but I don't like people who try to talk and don't have experience. So don't resist something. Be open to something if you don't have the experience. I'm not saying everyone should go out there and it's for everybody, but don't talk out of school when you don't know and you haven't experienced it, and you've only seen the parts that you've chosen to see or that are mainstream in terms of the Cheech and Chong or the whatever, right? The stoner mentality, because trust me, I know a lot. I'm 30 years in the health and hospital healthcare industry, master's degree. I'm just trying to say is it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's just a matter of how you perceive it and how you use it. So
spot on. Yeah, you got it. And anything else is just ignorance, right? It's like, just educate yourself. If you want to be against it, but do so with knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. So I'll just say this as we wrap up. The same folks that are bitching about cannabis, the same folks that don't fucking vote and then bitch and complain about who's in office. No, you actually don't have an opinion. You can't actually have a voice if you haven't voted or you haven't tried. Just shut the fuck up, frankly.
Yeah.
Tom Richie joining us, the Legacies Podcast. Final word to you, Tom. How can folks find you, connect with you, engage with you? And just so you know, I'm just going to be straight with you, just so you know, like, you will be a regular now on our show, Just gonna throw it out there that we will have you as a regular.
I'd be honored.
You know why, Rufy? So we can keep teaching Richie the game of tennis. Exactly.
The game of tennis.
Yeah. We'll play tennis together. We'll learn a little bit something about the industry, branding, media. That's all connected.
I thoroughly enjoyed you, Richie.
I'll learn how to play tennis. Maybe pickleball though.
There you go. Right? Richie, how can folks find you? And the audience is enjoying it as well. We got John Petrocelli saying very enlightening talk with Tom, Richie, and Rufy over here. I agree with you, Petro. I'm loving this. If anything, I'm looking at the clock going, I just got to be a host and manage time here because Tom, I could talk for hours. True story. So so Richie, how can folks find you, connect with you, engage with Legacies Podcast, work with you? Plug yourself, brother.
Yeah, all over every social pretty much. I mean, you can find legaciespodcast.ca is the handle across most. I'm on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, reach out. I love to talk to anyone, especially when it comes to cannabis. I'm very open. People think, oh, this guy's a host of podcasts. He's not. That's bullshit. You know, I'm not that guy. Just hit me up if you have any questions about anything. That's what I want to do. I want to educate. So if anyone's like, hey, this guy's, I can align with him, great. Just hit me up. Let's chat.
Beautiful. And Rufy, we got Richie here because we celebrated him in the community corner a few weeks back. And then, as you know, Rufy, how it works is we ask our guests to celebrate somebody else. So, Tom, before we let you go, brother, we're going to do something. We're going to put your celebrity on the table, and we're going to celebrate the creator spotlight in today's community corner. Jimmy, let's run the clip and let's get this happening, brother. Tired of seeing mediocrity passed off as good enough? Imagine someone who refused to just complain and instead built a model to prove creative excellence could be faster, sharper, and more client-focused. $500 million in business growth, leading roles at TBWA and Cassette, and now a new creative powerhouse called PRVN. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Jay Bertram, a leader who challenges the industry to demand better. Follow Jay for a bold reminder that true creativity is about honesty, responsibility, and results. Surprise, surprise. Tom, Richie's celebrating you today. So Jay saw an industry where clients were underserviced and talent was underutilized. And instead of walking away, fuck man, he walked right towards it. He decided to fix it. That's the mark of a leader. He built PRVN not as another agency, but as a completely new model, one that values experience, collaboration, and speed. And beyond the titles, CEO, partner, managing director, what stands out is the way that he represents people with honesty and directness. Tom, you nominated Jay today for the Creator Spotlight. Why are we celebrating you here today, brother?
Jay's an absolute legend, advertising god, as you will. TBWA, Shy a Day.
Yeah,
guys, he's been hard at it. But what I love the most is something that I discovered back in my days in advertising is the big machine of awards. And Jay calling this out all the time, saying, "Fuck the awards, forget about that stuff. Let's get the work done." And that's what he's doing with his partners over at Proven. And he's an absolute legend.
That's awesome. So Jay, the invitation's over to you, brother. We'd love to have you on our show so we can hand you the Creator Spotlight, just like we're doing with Tom Richie this morning, so you can celebrate somebody in your orbit as part of our future community corner, as part of the Creator Spotlight. Dude, I love your glasses, Jay. Awesome glasses, awesome lid. Would love to have you here in the lab to hang out with us here on the show.
Like a modern Hemingway.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Jimmy, well, listen, let's walk Richie out of the lab here. Tom, dude, I'm really grateful, man. Thanks for the shirt. Thanks for giving us your time, and thanks for hanging out with us on a daily basis. Let's grab a coffee and connect off show so I can learn a little more about the media business. I'll tell you more what's happening in our world, and we'll see if we can find some ways to collaborate.
Love it. Love it. Appreciate you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. Look forward to joining you again in the future.
Beautiful. All right, Tom Richie is out of
pleasure,
here.
buddy.
Beautiful. All right, you're left with Keith and Matt here. We're going to spend a couple minutes here wrapping up this morning. Rufy, good show this morning, man. Good show for you this morning, too.
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving
a great week.
I feel like it was a great week. Yeah, absolutely. I love the idea of storytelling.
Yeah.
I know some of it was a little wonky throughout there, but I stayed with it and just kind of wove the story and developed it as it came up and tried new things. That was a lot of fun. And the messaging, I just feel like changed the vibe a little bit, got a little bit more conversational with it, and people seem to like it. I love doing it. Love doing it every day.
I know, I can tell. I'll tell you what else I love the conversation we just had with Tom Richie.
was a good one. That was a good one for sure. I mean, I love anyone who's out there breaking down barriers and bringing legitimacy to things that people don't think are necessarily legitimate. I think to be a voice for something that has a lot of misconceptions about in the world. He's got his job is to educate and change people's minds. He's got a lot of work to go.
Well, and in that industry, Rufy, you're constantly swimming against a current against you. Like every single day.
Absolutely. Between market, between competitors, the competition that's exploded here in the United States. I'm talking about here in Binghamton, and we don't have to get into the regulatory side, but I mean, we've had four dispensaries open up in the past couple of months, just boom, boom, boom. They're all over the place. The retail competition, and then of course that the regulatory competition. What the part of that industry that fascinates me actually, and it's big here in upstate New York, is the farming side. And the local farms versus the corporate farms, and and that's lessons you can learn outside of cannabis from that's just studying the industry. There's so many intricacies, so many parts about it.
Well, you know what's crazy too, Matt, is we both would have grown up in an era where it's like, oh yeah, if I can be a legal drug dealer, I'll be a millionaire. Well, we know a lot of legal drug dealers right now who are fucking broken bankrupt because of
Yeah. Well, because of some of it is, the laws. Once the biggest thing that federalization of marijuana would do in the United States would open up the banks.
Yes,
the way that people can borrow money, the private industry. If we're going to be capitalist about it, it's the same type of financial opportunities that exist for other business. If you want to start a painting business, do not exist for the cannabis business. You can't go out and borrow money. What you can borrow for is a lot different. So it's a huge thing.
So there's just
and then I could go on. I could talk about it for a while because I've thought about it and talked about it. The legacy providers, right? There's what happens to all the people who have been following all the rules. I think Richie kind of mentioned it. Following all the rules and doing all the things right, and then the corporates just come up and they'll just get wiped right out.
So just as you've been talking, just got the alert here. Some continued breaking news. Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old Utah resident, was turned into law enforcement by a family friend after images of the suspected shooter were circulated. And then the man with orange hair said, I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him in custody.
Yeah, I had the luxury of having a little downtime between Kindness Rising and joining in here. And certainly I was watching all along that. I saw orange hair give his announcement. I saw the replay of the announcement on Good Morning America and the way he said it. You were talking about him before, and I don't love to get political, but he is a master storyteller.
Yes, 100%.
It's unfucking believable. And it's
true,
it's scary,
man.
but it's really wild. I mean, every single one of these steps, him going on Good Morning America this morning before they've had this guy in custody for a while, and they made it so that he would be the one that would break the news in a colloquial, casual way, like, oh, I just revealed something, but that was planned, and it's wild. It's wild. And you and I have been talking personally about the whole thing over the past 48 hours, but I certainly have my thoughts and opinions, and my obvious one, which is I know is aligned with yours, which is violence is not the answer, no matter what the political problem, whatever aisle you sit on, whatever, and it's only going to escalate violence. And people have been asking, are we having a civil war? Like that's
I know the questions being asked.
That conversation becomes very real.
Yes.
I mean, are we going to talk about the shooting of Charlie Kirk the way we talked about the assassination of the Archbishop Duke Ferdinand, whatever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this happens, man.
Yes. It's going back to your storytelling comments. You're so right, man. The guy is, regardless of how you feel, but that's why I wanted to bring him up with tactical empathy. He's a brilliant tactical empathy technician. Yeah. Right. And
well, I have a little different opinion on that. He is brilliant at it, but I don't believe it's genuine.
Well, that's fair too. That's fair too. 100%. Yeah,
yes. He uses it absolutely as a tool. Absolutely as a tool, but I think there's a difference between tactical empathy that's done strictly for a purpose of an outcome, or tactical empathy that is genuine and honest. And I don't necessarily think
with you there.
I'm even talking about just him. I'm talking about
I'll go there with you. I would say that little episode that happened in Alaska 3 weeks ago was lined up with a display of potential tactical empathy, but actually was a show. It wasn't as genuine as, so I'm lined up with you there. There was no genuity going on there. That was just a show, disguised as tactical empathy. Would be my opinion on that too. So
yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, wow, big show here today, man. We've gone over time. We've been having a really wonderful conversation here today. If you can stick around for 2 more minutes, why don't we do one last creator spotlight? We got a guy named Griffin who is doing some great work, and the team has said, hey, we got to shine a spotlight on this guy named Griffin. So Jimmy, Melissa, let's just shine the light on this guy named Griffin, and then Matt and I will celebrate, and then we'll wrap up the show here today, because it's been a big one. It's been an awesome one. It's been all over the planet. I've loved it. It's been a great show today. Big audience showed up here today. So Jimmy, let's run that clip for Griffin. Matt and I will talk about it, and then we'll shut her down for the day today. Jimmy. Across the world, more and more people are discovering that resilience and clarity don't come from grinding harder. They come from learning how to slow down, tune in, and move with intention. From breath science to movement education and even the wisdom of human design, this creator is weaving together the tools that help people reclaim energy and live with purpose. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Griffin Coombs, a voice reminding us that the body and mind were always meant to work together. Follow Griffin and discover how simple practices can unlock extraordinary transformation. Some people come at well-being like it's a checklist, but not Griffin Coombs. Nope. He's all about what's more than that. He looks at things differently, because most people go eat this, lift that, sleep 8 hours. But Griffin, he asks bigger questions, Rufy. He says, what if the way you breathe is shaping the way you think? Or what if the way you move is shaping the way you feel? That's why we're celebrating him today. That's why his work stands out. It's not about hacks or habits. It's about connecting physical strength with emotional clarity. And when those two things line up, the whole picture of life starts to change. And Griffin is helping people do exactly that. So Griffin, I'm Keith. That's Matt. Yeah, true story. We're here to celebrate you today, Griffin. And as a matter of fact, we'd love to have you on the show. My show, or even Rufy's show. Yeah, Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern Time. Morning to Live, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We got a little segment called the Community Corner, the Creator Spotlight. And Matt's got a wonderful segment celebrating awesome human beings as well, called the Kindness Spotlight. So Griffin, the invitation's out, brother. We'd love to have you we'd love to have you on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network, so we can take the spotlight, hand it over to you, so you can shine it on somebody in your world and pay this wonderful conversation forward. Griffin, the invite's open, brother. Maddie, Griffin Coombs.
Yeah. Come join us, Griffin. I love that you start your questions with what if. One of the best 2 words combination out there. I'd love to hear about where you come up with your what ifs, and come join us right on Kindness Rising, 7:30 a.m. Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, or with Keith.
What if powerful, eh, Maddie? We talked for a couple days ago, because we gave folks 3 words to completely imagine this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Imagine this. What if? These are great lead-ins to a pitch, honestly, but more so just explaining your situation and getting people to engage in your content and in your message. That's what you're here for. You're here to deliver a message. Well, get people interested by having them get in their heads and asking them what if, seeing the future, and or imagining where they'll be. Great way to start a convo.
The moment you offer what if, so when I say, so nation, just ears up on this one. The moment I say what if to Matt, his brain automatically engages with me, because he's thinking that I'm giving him something to imagine. There's science in that. So starting with what ifs, it's like, Matt, what if? He's like, oh, what's Keith going to say next?
Yeah.
And it's these tips, right? Or imagine. Oh, what's imagine? So I love these whole conversation starters, eh?
And they often lead to the next what if, right? You say what what if? And I'm like, yeah, but what if?
Yes.
Right. Right. And that's the art of brainstorming and being open. But what's really important, I think, to that is it's important to have those conversations with people you trust and are able to be 100% yourself with, because if you ask what if and people aren't willing to be open, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. You got to build that trust to be open with them.
And what if is a wonderful way to start a tennis match, a good conversation. Because as Maddie said, man, you got what if, and if you get somebody who wants to play with you, it's going to go back and forth, and it's going to be a wonderful back and forth conversation.
Absolutely.
All right, Maddie. Well, listen, we got, it looks like they have that suspect arrested. Lady Drew, I saw that I missed your call. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to wrap up here, Drew, today, so we'll get back to you next week here. Man, I enjoyed it all here today. Matt, do you have an Apple Watch?
I do have an Apple Watch. I'm not wearing it currently. It's actually upstairs on the charger, but I do wear it.
So, they have hypertension alerts coming out on it.
I know. Mine's going to be going off like crazy. I'm going to be like, holy shit, this thing is my hand's going to be vibrating from all the buzzing going on.
That's awesome. Rufy, I appreciate you jumping in.
Actually, hypertension is one thing I don't have. Cholesterol I could work on, but yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
I was just going to say here, we're going to work towards wrapping up here today. Why? Because I think my Charlie's nail clipper is on her way here, and she's probably going to be here in the next number of minutes. And I'm like, I'm on my show downstairs. I didn't think we were going overtime today like we did.
Oh, do it live. Go live with Charlie nail clipper.
Do that. Yeah, we can do a nail clip with Charlie getting her nails clipped up, which is always good times. Maddie, what's going on the weekend for you, brother?
I have a pretty laid back weekend for a while. This is our first one that we're not running somewhere or don't have anything very specific planned. I'm actually fixing the mirror and like very exciting stuff. Fixing the mirror in my children's bedroom and mowing the lawn and all the things, but also planning for next week. I'm going to be introducing my concept of the 6 strings on the show, which I think will really, at your encouragement, Keith, is part of what I'm building. I'm building at your encouragement and finding those things that we are going to lean on and kindness rising. So yes, I plan on, I hit 50 shows today. I was pretty proud, little milestone. I know no record, but these are little.
Actually, it is. Hold on. Going. I'm going to correct you, my friend, my brother, somebody who I have a lot of love and respect for. You are wrong. 50 shows is a big deal because 90 some odd percent of podcasters, and I don't have the actual stat, will quit after 5, will quit after 10. So to do 50 consecutive live shows is a massive fucking deal. So no, you're wrong. Congratulate yourself. Accept the mirror of happiness, dude, because you're doing something that most aren't doing. 50 is awesome. Fucking right today.
Yeah, yep. I'm pretty pumped about it, and I know we got time because you and I can talk for hours too. Yes. But I actually spent a little time. I've actually been putting together a little highlight reel. I'm going to build it on my YouTube page. And I went back and I was looking. It was 10 weeks ago that I sat in front of that camera upstairs in my breezeway, like stone. Like, what am I talking about? Like, it's just amazing in that very short period of time. And I keep saying it over and over again. This is for you. This is for everybody out there. It's fun. Yes. It's fun. It's work. It's hard work. It is commitment, and it is hard, but it is fun.
Well, Petrocelli comes and says, and I agree, Petro. I agree. 50 shows is a big deal. And you know, Matt, sometimes, and I don't want to berate this or even belittle it. We as humans sometimes diminish our accomplishments. It's a trait we as humans have. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's why I felt like I needed to, as a brother, to correct you, because it's like that negative thought that it could keep spiraling, which is, hold on the fucking second, man. No, it's actually a pretty big accomplishment, right? And I think sometimes we as brothers need to remind ourselves that when we accomplish something, not to dismiss it, right? Because there's no dismissing anything you've accomplished, man. Not at all. So
I appreciate it, buddy, and I wouldn't have gotten to 50 without you, and I'm looking forward to the rest of them too.
Yes. Hey, coming up Monday, the lie I told myself for 20 years and how I'm finally killing it. Yep. We're going to talk about that on Monday, and a good time coming in with congrats. Okay, Rufy. Well, listen, man, we're gonna wrap up. You and I are gonna catch up today. I got definitely. We'll absolutely catch up here today. So, Nation, on behalf of myself and Matt Roof, we're gonna say goodbye together here today. On behalf of Jimmy, and who else was here today? We had Tom Richie here today. We had Marty here today. We had, yes, Roseanne Roofs in the comments. Good morning, boys. Matt, free time.
Even remember you said to me, I watch people who don't know I'm watching because I care. That's my mother too.
Free time, the boat is calling. Do I want to ask about that?
She called me up for a boat ride. That's not a bad deal.
Oh, I love it. I love
bucatini on the stove and I'll be up for a boat ride.
That's so awesome. Roseanne, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Melissa, Jimmy, I appreciate you guys. Awesome work on the buttons. Great week of shows here, guys. Listen, I said that September was a month of resetting on the mountain before we start going up again here. So we're having a lot of fun with this thing. Mornings in the Lab, live, 7:30 Eastern time, starts with Kindness Rising. We continue at 8 o'clock, and we go for till it's over. And today we went longer. So, guys, have a good one. We'll see you guys 48 hours, 46 hours on Monday.
All right,
see you guys.
stay out there. Thank you.